championships back-to-back. Last year they won. This year they won again.
Wow.
We've had records broken this year, so there's a lot of things that you might want to have those DVDs for.
Well, you just never know when there's going to be a record broken, and wait to capture it, but have it on tape forever. And all those gifts that you get, so along with that. So we are excited. It sounds like we're getting ready to kick this game off here pretty soon, but again, it's just a pleasure to be here with you, Sonia, this evening as we start into the second half of the ball games, and to be here with these fans in Cookeville. And I mean, it's just so exciting. I mean, if you love football in high school, you don't want to miss this. So if you happen to be home, you may want to come out and hang out for a little while and visit and support these teams that have come so far.
That's right. If you're in the Cookeville area, of course, come on down to Tucker Stadium. Enjoy this excitement with us tonight. As we mentioned, we are getting ready to see the Knoxville Fulton and the Covington game, which Knoxville Fulton is in, of course, our East Tennessee PBS viewing area, and Covington is over in the WKNO, WLJT area. And so now we're getting ready to have the national anthem, so just call the number on your screen.
People in East Tennessee love history because it's all around them. It's part of their own personal history, and history gets exciting when it's personal. People in East Tennessee are surrounded by their history. They live with it every day. They talk about it in their families. It's part of their daily life. And East Tennesseans connect to history and to the land in a very special way. I'm Cheryl Henderson, Director of the East Tennessee Historical Society, and the Tennessee Channel is my source for the past, the present, and the future.
Delighted to bring you the BlueCross Bowl TSSAA football championships live and exclusively on public television stations statewide. Now, these presentations are part of a partnership between public television, the TSSAA network, in collaboration with Play On Sports. This statewide coverage continues in March with live broadcast of all the high school basketball championships. By airing these games, we continue our commitment to bring you the best in local television. Television that showcases the people, the places, and the things that make Tennessee a great place to live. We hope you're enjoying the coverage while supporting your favorite high school team and this public television station. And as the president and CEO of WKNO in Memphis, we are proud to bring these games to our Mid-South viewers.
Mr. Rogers' neighborhood made all children feel valued.
I like you just the way you are.
PBS is committed to ensuring his legacy lives on with programs that open a world of possibility. Give to your PBS station and support a neighborhood where every child belongs.
Two powerhouse programs collide for the 4A BlueCross Bowl Championships. The 12-2 Fulton Falcons meet the unbeaten Covington Chargers. The 4A state title is on the TSSAA network. Afternoon at Tucker Stadium on the campus of Tennessee Tech University, the site for our 4A championship. The Fulton Falcons taking on the Covington Chargers. Alongside my partner Chad Withrow, I'm Jonathan Hutton. Welcome to Cookeville, and what should be a great matchup, pitting two offenses that are very good against two defenses that are very good. Tough to see how this one goes.
Tough to find weaknesses with both teams. You've got a Fulton offense that's averaging 45 points per game. They're only giving up 8 points. Covington averages 40 points per game, giving up only 10 on the season. So tough to find an advantage. Should make for a very good matchup this afternoon.
Let's see some of the keys to the game tonight presented by the Governor's Highway Safety Office. Chad, starting with Fulton, they need to start fast.
Fulton averages 28 points per first half this season. That's been a calling card for this Falcons team all year. They'd be well served to get off to a quick start in this ball game as well.
Stack the box as well against Covington's offense.
Covington's passing game, they throw it even less than Fulton, so they're going to run the ball all day. It's going to be important for Fulton to have a presence at that line of scrimmage.
For the unbeaten Chargers of Covington, use your senior experience.
These are a lot of players who've been playing together since middle school, so they're going to be well served to use that unity, that familiarity with each other as they go on a big stage here this afternoon in the state championship.
Defensive awareness key as well.
Yes. Fulton's going to run a lot of different players at you all day. It's important to know who has the football on different plays rushing it. So you have to have that defensive awareness to know where you're going to make the tackle.
Several key players in this matchup. We'll feature two for the Fulton Falcons, and it starts with Darryl Rollins.
Darryl Rollins, he's going to get the majority of carries today. He's also a home run threat for Fulton. We talked to him this week. He says he runs about a 4.4 40, so he can break the game open at any point. Great player for Fulton.
And how good is Xavier Hawkins?
Does everything. He's going to return kicks. He's going to be a receiver. He's going to run the ball out of the backfield. Got a lot of touchdowns in a lot of different ways. He's another game breaker for that Fulton team.
Rob Black excited about Fulton being in the 4A state title game.
We're a multiple team offensively. We'll get in a little bit of 4 wide sets in the shotgun, and then you'll see us with 2 tight ends and 3 backs at times. So we'll do a little bit of everything offensively based on what kind of scheme we're getting on defense. And really kind of the same way. We're based out of a 3-4 on defense, a lot of zone coverage, but we will get into some man coverage, a lot of movement on defense. Our linebackers are moving around, and we're bringing people a whole lot. So real multiple on both sides of the ball.
When it comes to Covington, the wing T attack, it starts in the backfield.
It does. Johnston White, he is an outstanding player. He has been the workhorse in the backfield all season. Over 2,500 yards rushing, 40 touchdowns on the season. He's going to be a key today in that Chargers attack.
Delvin Russell does a little bit of everything on the defensive line.
We talked about that Covington defense only giving up 10 points per game this season. Delvin Russell leads the team in tackles and leads the team in tackles for loss as well.
Marty Wheeler is the head coach of the Covington Chargers.
You know, on offense and defense, we're probably somewhat old school type football. You're going to see a lot of formations where we run the football. Our offense is a wing T offense that we do use a lot of misdirection, but we do have several things in there that we like to do to run right at you if that's what we need to do.
If you like physical football, you're in for a treat. It's Fulton and Covington in the BlueCross Bowl, and kickoff is next.
The 2012 BlueCross Bowl is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, proud corporate sponsor of the TSSAA, and by the Governor's Highway Safety Office, who reminds you don't drink and drive, and by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports, and by Honda, wishing you happy Honda days, and by your local Tennessee public television stations, proud hosts of the 2012 TSSAA Blue Cross Bowl Championship.
You can choose the back seat, or we'll choose one for you.
Volunteering is so important because it's all about teamwork.
We do it because we want to give back.
We do it because we care.
We do it because we love where we live.
We do it because there's a need.
We do it because we should help one another.
Help preserve what we have today for the future generations.
I do it because I love it. We do it to remind us of what we have.
Makes me feel good. Makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing.
Take a moment out of your life to help someone else get through their life.
We do it to make a difference.
Our employees spend thousands of hours every year helping volunteer programs across the state. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee is for Tennessee. See how Blue Cross is impacting your community at bcbst.com/impact.
Beautiful courthouse, downtown Cookeville. We're at Tucker Stadium across town on the campus of Tennessee Tech University, getting set to crown a champion in 4A at the Blue Cross Bowl. Here at TTU, it's Fulton and Covington kickoff coming up. But before they kick it, let's check in with the third member of our crew. Hey, Murphy.
Jonathan, thank you so much. Both of these coaches very familiar with their teams. Both Marty Wheeler at Covington and Rob Black at Fulton both served as assistant football coaches before they were elevated to the head coaching position. This is Coach Marty Wheeler's 4th year as a head coach, the 2nd year for Rob Black. Casual observers who just might happen to be in the neighborhood would look out on the field and think maybe that Tennessee Tech was playing. We've got the same purple and gold clad uniforms, very, very close to what Tech wears. Ought to be an outstanding 4A football game.
Murphy Fair will be on the sidelines throughout the day. Check out the team stats. 43.2 points per game throughout the 2012 playoffs for the Fulton Falcons. Their offense just flat out gets it done. But on the other sideline, the Covington Chargers defense will have something to say about that, only giving up 10 points per game in the 2012 playoffs.
What do they say about the irresistible force against an unmovable object? That's kind of what we have, I think, on both sides today. For Fulton, they just continued what they did in the regular season throughout the playoffs.
The Fulton Falcons return to the BlueCross Bowl for the first time since 2007 as they face Covington in the 4A championship. Today's matchup is a rematch of the 2003 BlueCross Bowl in which Fulton defeated Covington 36-9. And check out how they got here. First with Fulton. Look at some of the offensive stats there.
Well, and the big one there, going to Pulaski to beat Giles County. That caught a lot of people's attention. Giles County ranked in most of the polls #1 in 4A throughout the season.
And Covington beat Liberty in the semifinal matchup 34-14 on their way to the 2012 BlueCross Bowl. Getting set for kickoff in 4A. Fulton won the toss. They elected to defer, so Fulton is set to kick off. Covington back to receive. And Carlos Williams, the speedster, receives it and then hands it off on the other end to Johnston White. You're going to hear those two names a lot. 15-yard return on the end around. Fulton was ready for it. Covington takes the field on offense, led at quarterback by T.A. Watson in this wing T attack. They don't throw it a lot. 42 of 90 for just over 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns to 1 interception. This offense based on the run. But T.A. Watson heads it up front.
We saw Johnston White there on the kickoff return getting the handoff. We're going to be seeing him get a lot of handoffs today. He is a tremendous running back for this Covington team.
They go to Johnston White on the first carry, and Fulton there at the line of scrimmage. Johnston White, 2,500 yards rushing, 11 touchdowns in the playoffs. He comes in with 40 touchdowns on the year, 8.9 yards per carry. He's only fumbled the football 1 time in 293 attempts. Gain of 1 for Covington. This time they'll go right up the middle. That attack led by Jalen Henderson, another senior on this Covington offense. Here's your starters for the Covington Chargers. We mentioned White, and Henderson will also get the football, but they hand off to multiple backs. Artavius Brown, Tyrone Tipton will be involved, as will Carlos Williams, the speedster. Trey Wilson, your tight end, and they are versatile up front with senior leadership. This time they go handoff. Back to Johnston White on 3rd down. Gain of 5 yards. 1st and 10.
You look at this starting offensive line for Covington also, a little bit unique. The biggest player on their offensive line, 270-pound junior Hunter Peary, the center. A lot of times you see the center as the lightest player on that offensive line. They've got 165-pound and 180-pound guards on this team. So very mobile up front, but not very big for Covington.
T.I. Watson, hands off. This time, number 44. That's Daquan Norfolk. The Fulton Falcons defensively up front, Roth, Gunn, and Skate, very active getting to the football, but they're going to rely on the linebackers today against the wing T attack. Very talented in the defensive backfield as well, led by Xavier Hawkins at corner. This time back up the middle, and he's going to possibly take it the distance. Can they catch him? They do. Tackled down by number 21, Dominique Williams, but that is number 44, Daquan Norfolk. The second leading rusher on this team, a 51-yard gain. Covington in striking distance.
Going with that quick give right there to the fullback, right up the middle. We talked about having a presence on that line of scrimmage for Fulton, able to slip right through there. Once they get it in the secondary, all of these running backs for both teams, dangerous in open field.
This time, handoff. Johnston White getting across the 10-yard line, near the 5, gain of 5.
Making the tackle is number 25. That's Sean Sullivan.
See the replay here. Right side of the offensive line as White tries to find his way and push forward across the 10 inside the 5. Just outside the 5, excuse me. They'll spot the ball around the 6.5-yard line.
Keep in mind, too, again, Fulton only giving up 8 points per game right here. Outstanding opening drive by Covington, going right down the field with their running game. And they've got a second and looks like about 5 here to get a first down inside the 10-yard line of Fulton.
T.A. Watson takes the snap, tosses to the left. Johnston White stuffs back inside into the end zone, untouched. The 5'10", 165-pound senior makes it touchdown number 41, his 12th of the playoffs. And that one puts Covington on top by 6. Impressive first drive.
Great pitch play we're going to see right here. Getting it out wide to Johnston White, your do-everything running back. One juke move right into the end zone. Great play, great drive by Covington to open this BlueCross Bowl.
Bobby Van Cleve on to attempt the extra point. His kick is up and good. He hit 72 consecutive points after touchdown. Missed one last week, but man, he's been consistent. 7-0, Covington over Fulton on their opening drive. And Chad, Marty Wheeler coming into it thought, you know what, Fulton's defense, they're good, but I'm not sure if they have faced an offensive attack that will ground and pound it as much as we do.
We knew coming into this game with 2 great offenses, 2 great defenses, we were going to tell early on what kind of game this might be. I think now for Fulton getting the ball, we're going to see just how good this Fulton offense, it's been great all year, averaging 45 points per game, but going against a very tough Covington defense. Will this game kind of turn into a shootout? It's off to a good start for that right now with that Covington quick drive right down the field.
Rob Black, the head coach of the Fulton Falcons, 22 years as a coach, his 2nd year as a head coach, and he comes from a background of football coaching in his family. His father, Bob Black, was also the head coach, and Marty Wheeler is the head coach of the Covington Chargers. That Covington drive, Coach Wheeler has to be excited. 7 plays, 80 yards, took 3 minutes and 3 seconds off the clock, capped off with a 7-yard touchdown run by White. So Covington set to kick off. Kick comes downfield, will be fielded around the 21-yard line. It's bobbled, but picked up and returned. He is smacked down right where he grabbed it. Number 7, Xavier Hawkins on the return. But big number 44, Daquan Norfolk, who had a big run on the opening drive, makes his presence felt there using his pads. Watch this look, Chad.
Daquan Norfolk having a huge initial hit coming there from number 53, Trey Partee. It's party time right now for Trey.
Penny
big lick on the
is
first
your
play.
quarterback for the Fulton Falcons as their first possession tosses to the outside. Their scat back, Darrell Rollins, the 5'9", 167-pound junior tailback. What's Fulton want to do on offense, Chad?
They want to run the ball. They want to run it a lot of different ways. We saw a pitch play right there to Darrell Rollins. We're going to see Xavier Hawkins get a lot of carries. Penny Smith, the quarterback, can run it. Trey Fletcher, Jelante Castle, DJ Campbell. The names, they keep coming, and they're going to come at you in waves with that rushing attack.
Penny Smith in 2nd place in all-time touchdown passes at the school. Flag down as he tosses back to Darrell Rollins on the outside. Flag at the 25-yard line. Your referee tonight is Craig Phillips. He is the referee. Your umpire is Benny Hauser. David Vire is the linesman. Line judge is Grant Farmer. Back judge, Brandon Kirkland. Electric clock operator is William Cheek. The chain crew from Tri-County.
There you see Penny Smith, 79 for 149 on the year, 1,494 yards, 22 touchdowns. They don't throw it a lot. They throw it more than Covington, but he has been effective when his number's been called.
Another flag before the snap. Move it back some more.
We talked about that great opening drive for Covington, just systematically right down the field. Exact opposite right now for Fulton. A couple of key penalties here, backing them up. And this is the uncomfortable spot for Fulton. Any team that likes to run as much as both these teams, you don't want to get yourself in a long down and distance situation.
Smith back to pass. The lefty looking for something across the middle, fires across the middle and finds K.J. Roper. In the right spot is Roper, 1st and 10 after that 20-yard pass and completion. As we see the Fulton starters offensively, Penny Smith and Darrell Rollins, the two that touch the football the most. Trey Fletcher is your fullback, tight end Dean Taylor. We mentioned K.J. Roper with that catch. Xavier Hawkins, one to watch as well. Akeem Cooperwood, one to watch at left tackle. He's going to get some college offers very soon. Handoff goes to Rollins up the middle.
You mentioned Cooperwood, Jonathan, 6'7", 327, already getting some big-time SEC interest. He's only a junior, still got some developing to do, but fine-looking player. You look at both these teams out in the field. These are good-looking football teams, good-looking athletes on both sides, and it's going to be a lot of speed, both offensively and defensively, for both these teams.
2nd and 8 after a 2-yard gain. Penny Smith hands off. This time's at Darrell Rollins, who finds his way across the 45-yard line. Good team speed on both sides of the ball. 5-yard gain there. Chad, I would say, just my opinion, I think team speed for Covington's Chargers could be the difference in this ball game. They brag about it a lot, and rightfully so. Up front, Delvin Russell, one of the key players that Chad mentioned in the open. Hunter Perry, Jaleel Tate round up the defensive front. Very talented secondary as well. 20 interceptions on the season for the Chargers. This time, Smith back to pass, and he is going down. A host of Covington Chargers there, but guess who? Daquan Norfolk wraps him up and takes him down for an 8-yard loss.
I wish I could go back and change my key players of the game right now, because so far it's been the Daquan Norfolk story. He had the big run on the opening drive for Covington from his fullback position, and right there slamming Penny Smith to the turf on a big sack for Covington, forcing the Fulton punt formation.
Back to receive, Carlos Williams. The punt is skied high. Williams asks for a fair catch and makes it around the 21.5-yard line. A 43-yard punt for Chris Appling, the punter for Fulton. Show your spirit by texting your school's keyword to 37048. Covington, your code is Bowl 13. Fulton, your code is Bowl 14. The school with the most votes at the end of the game will win a $1,000 donation from BlueCross Blue Shield of Tennessee. Standard text messaging rates apply. 1 vote per phone will be counted. Visit facebook.com/BCBST Champions for more updates. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. Covington hands off to Johnston White. 4-yard gain on 1st down.
Jalen Henderson actually in on the carry there. I'll tell you what, they bring so many running backs into the game. Both teams so multiple with how they can carry the football. It's tough to keep up sometimes.
Johnston White directly behind T.A. Watson. Flag on the play on that carry. 1-yard gain, possibly a face mask or something like that, Chad?
Not sure what the penalty was there. I know Jelante Castle, coming up from his weak side linebacker position, made a good play on the run. Let's wait and see what the penalty is.
Craig Phillips, your referee in his 3rd title game in the last 12 years. Been officiating for 22 years in the TSSAA.
5-yard face mask on the defense. Replay 2nd down.
It's a big penalty right there, right when you thought Fulton's defense might have a little bit of momentum. making a couple of nice plays. Looked like they had Covington in a 3rd and long situation. 5-yard penalty gives the Chargers the first down.
3rd penalty of the game on Fulton. Yeah, and you see the face mask right there.
Yeah, that was Jelante Castle who came in to make the play there from his linebacker position. Just getting a little bit too much of the face mask.
First down, they go right up the middle to Jalen Henderson, one of the fullbacks in this offense. 62 carries coming into this afternoon's game for 360 yards and 5 touchdowns. Also catches some in the passing game. They don't pass a whole lot, but Henderson's one to watch when they do. 3-yard gain there.
Covington's played 14 games so far this year. They have 90 passes from their quarterback. So you do the math. That's not a lot of pass attempts per game. So let's see what both these teams do when they get in 3rd and long situations. Covington hasn't been there yet.
2nd and 7. They go back to their workhorse, Johnston White, who finds a crease, bursts past the 40-yard line, 6 yards. And that will bring up a 3rd down attempt for the Chargers.
See this replay here. Very impressed so far with this unorthodox offensive line for Covington. You see those small mobile guards pulling, getting downfield, opening up lanes for Johnston White and these other Charger running backs. Very impressed so far with their work.
Looking at Johnston White there. Will he get another carry here on 3rd and short? They go up and pound it right up the middle. White with the carry. 1st and 10, moving the chains. Covington continuing to have success against the interior defensive front for Knoxville Fulton.
Story so far early on, Covington methodical with their offense. Fulton, too many penalties. They had the 2 penalties on their opening offensive drive. Looked like they had Covington back in a 3rd and long, but a 5-yard face mask put Covington back in business. Here they are, 1st and 10, driving again.
Watson back to throw. He finds Carlos Williams, who really has some blazing speed. Committed to Ole Miss to play baseball, Chad. He turned down a football scholarship offer from LSU and Les Miles.
Tell you what, he looks pretty good in that purple and gold right there. Got the offer from LSU. I'm sure Les Miles thinking he looked good in their purple and gold also. You're going to see a lot of that with that Covington offense. Getting the ball out quickly, get it to your playmakers, let them make plays down the field, and that's exactly what you saw there with Carlos Williams.
1st and 10 after a 12-yard pickup. This time, they go handoff. Johnston White coming near side. Good tackle made by Sean Sullivan.
Tough runner, Johnston White. Talked in the open about one of the keys for Fulton was stacking the line, having a presence there. It's not just that, it's getting multiple guys to the ball carrier because Johnston White, good with the stiff arm, avoids tackles as well. He's a guy to watch here today, and let's see how Fulton defends him and tackles him when given the opportunity is a key for this Falcons defense.
2nd and 5. Norfolk, the fullback, he gets the handoff. He's met after a minimal gain and pushed backward. Making the lick there, Dean Taylor, the outside linebacker, making his 47th tackle on the season.
Nice work there by the defensive line. Tyler Stokes, Tony Gunn, those Fulton Falcons pushing back Covington really for the first time this game. We've been seeing Covington's running backs getting yards after contact. That time right there, push back. Nice defensive play by Fulton.
Carlos Williams, the lone receiver at the top of your screen in man coverage. They go toss sweep to the right. Trying to hurdle a defender is Johnston White, and it worked. He falls forward for a 1st down gain. 5 yards more for Johnston White, who Marty Wheeler told us this week. He said, honestly, Johnston White, he's kind of a nerd, honestly, but he can play football.
Nerd or not, I would take him on my football team, that's for sure.
Gets it done in the classroom as well.
He can pick up 1st downs and he can solve the Pythagorean theorem. Double threat.
Spell that for me.
P-Y-T-H. I'm not going any further than that. That's as far as I can go.
At least you tried. I wouldn't go that far.
That surprises no one, too. Couldn't go any further with that.
Total yards in this football game, not even close. Chargers getting it done offensively. Time of possession well in their favor as well in this 1st quarter. That time it's Jalen Henderson getting his number called again. 3 yards on that carry. Covington, they almost kind of lull you to sleep. 2 yards here, 3 yards there. Then they'll hit you for a big gainer. And then they start all over.
And so much of it is you've got a guy in the backfield that's got over 2,500 yards and 40 touchdowns. You put so much of your attention towards him, then boom, they get you that quick hit to the fullback, and they've been very successful with that.
This time they go on a misdirection play on the outside. Number 26
is number 26.
Tyrone Tipton. Great play there by the wingback. Tremendous job
for Covington.
Fooling the defense there.
Tyrone Tipton, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season, also involved in the passing game as well. First time he gets his number called in this game, he finds a crease, gets to the 2nd level, and then turns on the Jets. Covington has extended their lead to now 13 points with Bobby Van Cleve on to attempt the extra point. Kick is up, and the kick is good. 1 minute and 12 seconds remaining in this first quarter. The Chargers at 14-0, up on Knoxville Fulton by 14. Tyrone Tipton with a 26-yard touchdown run.
Chargers look like they want to win their school's first ever state championship today. Excellent start for this team from Covington.
Next weekend, the TSSAA Network will again partner with the Tennessee Public Television Council stations to bring you complete live coverage of the 6th annual Toyota East-West Football All-Star Game. Starts at 1 o'clock Central, 2 p.m. Eastern, right here from Tennessee Tech in Cookeville. Check your local PBS station for details.
Hey, stay the course.
Looking forward to being back in Cookeville next weekend for the All-Star Game, Chad. That Covington drive, 11 plays, 78 yards. That drive came after their 7-play, 80-yard drive. They're up quick.
You just saw the Covington coaches there telling their team, stay the course, keep it going. And I think if you're Rob Black and you're talking to your Fulton team right now, it's let's change up the course right now. Let's clean up the plays, clean up the penalties, and get this Fulton offense going.
Van Cleve set to kick off. Back deep for Fulton. Darrell Rollins, but he doesn't get it because the kick fielded short. 14-yard return. And Fulton will try to get some momentum going with Penny Smith, the quarterback. Fulton just needs to get something going offensively. Get a first down. Just try to get something going to where you can lean on your offensive line and give it to Darrell Rollins and let him do the rest.
Well, the run game looked pretty good on that first drive. They just had to stop going backward. I mean, that was the biggest problem there. The 2 5-yard penalties that backed them up. Even saw a nice completion from Penny Smith to KJ Roper on that first drive.
They go to Rollins on the first carry. He jets his way for the first down across the 40 and more. Excellent speed by the 5'9", 167-pound junior. 12 yards on the pickup.
And 12 yards is his average per carry on the season. That's a big-time average for a guy who carries the ball as much as Darrell Rollins. He gets his average on that carry right there.
Time of possession well in Covington's favor, as expected. Handoff is stuffed. Tackle for loss. Trey Fletcher got the carry, but it's number 6 with the stop, Dakota Phillips, 5'9", 170-pound senior.
Kind of a theme with this Covington offense and defense. Some undersized guys out there that just can really play football. We saw it there with Dakota Phillips, a 5'9", 170 defensive end. Looks like we got a player down for Fulton. Can't see a number there, but as always, with situations like this, just hope it's nothing serious.
A fast start for Covington in our 4A state title game. Maryville and Whitehaven still to come in our nightcapper. And what has been a fantastic weekend of football. Number 22, that's Trey Fletcher, who took the carry, getting help off the field. See what happened to him.
Watch the replay here. Looked like he was favoring a leg. Got flipped up in the air.
Fell right on his head, but man, we hope he's okay. They were attending to his leg as they helped him off.
Yeah, that's one of those plays. It's tough to pinpoint exactly where the injury occurred. Got flipped up in the air, helmet on the knee, head slamming into the turf. Let's hope that young man's okay and back playing soon.
2nd and 11, under 30 seconds to play in this first quarter. The 4A state title. Penny Smith back to pass, looking deep. Can he get out of pressure? He tries to, but can't. Dakota Phillips, the second man there, as they called the pass. They're saying he was down before he fumbled the football. Take a look at it here. He tried to step out of the pressure from Covington. He steps up and, yeah, he tried to throw it ahead, and he was already down. Wrapped up by Dakota Phillips. Incomplete pass officially.
Johnston White got the initial pressure there, forced him out of the pocket. Dakota Phillips finishes the play off.
That was close.
Looked like Penny Smith had a chance to throw the ball earlier than that. They had Xavier Hawkins on a go route there. Looked like they were looking deep down the field. Got to get rid of it when you had the chance. Held on a little bit too long, and Covington able to get defensive pressure there and finish him off with the sack.
Fulton has called a timeout with 14 seconds to play in this first quarter on 3rd and 11. Coach Rob Black hoping to get something going on this 3rd down play. You don't want to punt it back to Covington, with their offense just absolutely rolling.
Covington coaching staff happy right now. Rob Black trying to regroup his guys from Fulton.
If you're Fulton, are you looking towards Xavier Hawkins' way?
I think they were looking his way on that play, and as I said, Penny Smith got to get rid of the ball a little bit quicker than that. Held on to it for maybe a half a second too long. That's when the pressure got there and they get the sack. This Fulton Falcons coaching staff, Rob Black, Bob Black, Jacob Harbison, Jay Humphrey, Zach James, Vince Lambden, Justin Long, Jeff McMillan, Micaiah Smoker, and Pete Stout. A very Fulton flavor to this team. These guys are invested. They care. There's a lot of people that have been around Fulton for a long time as a player or coach or both.
Hawkins going down the field. They throw back across the other side of the field. That's number 11, the tight end, Dean Taylor, who finds some room on a well-designed play. Right at around the 49-yard line. Not going to be enough. Just 7 yards on that. Covington sniffed it out. 14-0. Covington up on Fulton as the first quarter comes to an end. Covington, impressive to start the 4A championship here on the TSSAA network.
Yeah, the importance of high school athletics, you know, is so many things. One, it gives kids a place to belong. Kids are going to find somewhere to fit in, and I think high school athletics is a positive thing they can fit in. Obviously, getting to be a part of a team is big. You're working with other people. You're doing something that's bigger than yourself, and I think that's obviously a key in life. The people that are successful in life, it seems a lot of times, have the ability to work well with others. You know, I think high school athletics are great for the communities. You know, you're talking about a place like Maryville, Tennessee, where, you know, the whole town shows up for Friday night football games. I think they take a lot of pride in their football over here and how well all our sports teams do. You know, it gives them something to brag about when they go to other places. You know, I still pinch myself that I get paid to coach football and to be around high school athletics, because to me it doesn't get any better than that.
Hello, I'm Paul Grove. WTCI is proud to provide educational programs and services to the greater Tennessee Valley. From Cleveland and Athens to Chattanooga and Dayton, WTCI helps enhance the growth of our region. Our Ready to Learn initiative, local programs, our new media lab, they're all designed to educate, engage, and inspire our community. High school sports play an important role and can teach valuable life lessons to our children as well. We hope you enjoy this year's state championships, and we thank you for supporting your PBS stations here in Tennessee.
What makes our state unique? Find out on the new Tennessee Channel, a statewide initiative by your public television stations. Each program is created in Tennessee, about Tennessee, and broadcast in Tennessee.
Railroad Depot in beautiful downtown Cookeville, 14-0. Covington on top of Knoxville Fulton in the 4A state championship game. And for the last time, for my part, I'm interviewing Catherine Smith as Catherine Smith. She's getting married next month. But for now, we're going to talk about texting.
Yes, we are on our 3rd annual text contest. So the teams competing right now are competing via text to show their school spirit. So we're inviting the community to get behind and text keywords. So you're going to send your text to 37048. If you're supporting Covington, your keyword is Bowl 13. For Knox Fulton, Bowl 14. So send in your text. By the end of the game, someone will win $1,000.
If that ends in a dead heat, do you get to keep the $1,000 as a wedding present?
No, we'll split it 50-50.
Awesome. Thank you, Catherine, and congratulations. Best of luck to you, okay?
Thank you very much.
Back to you guys upstairs.
Thank you very, very much, Murphy. Fulton on to punt as we start the 2nd quarter here in the 4A state title. They'll dial the punt at the 21-yard line, a 30-yard punt. Covington leads Fulton 14-0.
Tell you what, some of these players out there could learn a lesson from Murphy Fair about how to take a hit. He was out there during the pregame warm-ups and took a shot as I was looking down the field from a Covington receiver. Murphy, hat goes flying, papers go flying. He bounces right back up, no problem. Shakes the hand of the young man who accidentally ran into him, showing some toughness out there.
First quarter stats, Chad. 141 yards rushing for Covington as their offense takes over in this wing T.
Key to that first quarter also, 8 minutes, 8 seconds. That's time of possession for Covington. Fulton only had the ball for 3 minutes and 52 seconds. Right now, it's Covington executing their game plan a lot better than Fulton. I think both game plans are similar as far as running the football. Covington getting it done right now, Fulton is not.
Fulton got it done right there on that first carry by Jalen Henderson, a loss of 1. Back to throw. T.A. Watson. Pass is deflected at the line of scrimmage. Number 11, Dean Taylor, getting his hand up, knocking down the football.
Called his name on that last drive. Fine tight end for Fulton also. Had a big reception on a screen pass. We're going to see him right here. Dean Taylor on the outside, getting the hands up. J.J. Watt pretty good at that right there too. Great maneuver by the Fulton defensive end.
Watson was looking for Henderson out of the backfield. 3rd down. Covington 3 of 3 on 3rd down to start the game. They'll pass it again here as they flare it out on the outside to Johnston White, who can't hang on. And Covington will have to punt.
Tell you what, Johnston White had room to operate. If he was open, put just a little bit more touch on that pass right there, threw a little bit too far.
And that's what he's saying. Hey, just float it up. Nobody was around me.
No need to rush that pass, in fact. I mean, they had a couple of players in pursuit. DJ Campbell was out there, but nowhere close to Johnston White on that pass play. Could have been a big one for Covington. Instead, they're forced to punt for the first time today.
The first break for Fulton in this football game as Covington punts. T.A. Watson, the quarterback, punts the football away. The ball is bobbled. And did he fall on it? Yes, he did. Dominic Williams.
Dominic Williams bobbling the punt there. Dangerous play for Fulton. You want to fall on that football right there. Xavier Hawkins comes in and picks it up. Very scary here for Coach Rob Black and that Fulton team. Fall on it right there. Instead, he picks it up. No harm done, though. Fulton retains possession.
Heads up play by Hawkins on a 34-yard punt. They'll start 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. This time a direct snap to Hawkins. He's got the jets. He's going to try to show him off. One man to beat as he has to get forced to cut back inside, and he's tackled across the 20. But a big gain there by number 7, Xavier Hawkins. His 40th rush of the season, now over 340 yards.
Great move there on DeMarcus Seabury. Also, Carlos Williams had to come back and make the tackle for Covington. But watch the speed right here from Xavier Hawkins. gets through the one tackle, then the cutback right there. And it was Carlos Williams who had to come back. Good job of staying with the play there for Williams.
37-yard gain. They go back up the middle to Darrell Rollins.
And he's tackled by number
7-yard gain.
That's Jaleel Tate.
On that last play prior to Rollins' run, Hawkins down the sideline. He had one man to beat in Carlos Williams. Speed versus speed, and Williams made a great angle and made him force back inside.
Well, he had one man to beat twice, and it was Carlos Williams both times, and he eventually got him the second time.
This time they'll throw it. Penny Smith on the outside. Diving for the end zone is Xavier Hawkins.
To number 7, Hawkins. Touchdown.
Touchdown for Fulton. Although I've yet to see the official signal from the referee. But yes, 6 points on the board. 11-yard touchdown catch.
We're going to see it right here. A lot of different ways to get the ball to Xavier Hawkins, one of your big play guys. They throw it to him there on a screen pass, and he does the rest. Took it on a direct snap earlier on this drive. We're going to see a lot of Xavier Hawkins this football game, and he gets Fulton on the board.
Kicking the extra point, Josh Coleman, who set a school record on PATs. 54 PATs on the season. The previous record was 35. Snap is down. Kick is on the way. Through the uprights is good. So Fulton, after a missed chance on a big play by Covington on 3rd down, they get the ball back, recover their own fumble on the punt, and then Xavier Hawkins does the rest. 11-yard touchdown reception for the junior.
You start to breathe a little easier right now if you're Fulton as we look at the touchdown again. The 11-yard touchdown pass to Xavier Hawkins does a great job of catching that screen pass and just using his speed after that to get in for the touchdown. You breathe a sigh of relief right now if you're Fulton for 2 reasons. One, prove that you could stop that Covington offense on the last drive. You get them to punt back to you, and then you get the offense working there as Fulton able to go right down the field, get the touchdown to get back in this game.
Catch all the action on demand. Comcast subscribers can watch all 8 of the 2012 Blue Cross Bowl championships on Xfinity On Demand starting the week after the games. Press the On Demand button on your Comcast remote, then select Get Local and choose Sports, then select High School Sports. Fulton's drive, 3 plays, 55 yards, Chad. 14-7 now after Hawkins' touchdown.
Only 51 seconds off the clock because of the big plays by Xavier Hawkins there.
They go squib kick, and he is decked. Fantastic kickoff coverage there by Fulton as they kick off on that squib, trying to avoid kicking it to Carlos Williams. They'll trade taking the ball on the 30-yard line instead of kicking to Williams. Great coverage.
So number 28 there, Jelante Castle coming in. The great coverage, and now he's going to go to work at weak side linebacker also. One of the great things about high school football, all these guys play a lot of different positions out on the field.
63 yards this quarter, all Fulton. No gain on that play for Covington. Fulton's defense starting to show some grit inside after the first quarter where Covington was able to run it at will. So far in the second quarter, they've been able to hold the Chargers.
Looks like they figured a few things out here defensively with this rushing attack of Covington. That's a movement.
Flag on the play.
It's role reversal right now. We've got Covington making some mistakes here. A penalty, going to back them up. 2nd and about 14 or 15 now for the Chargers.
That is the first penalty on Covington. Fulton is returning to Cookeville and Tennessee Tech University for the first time since the 1974 state championship game. They lost to Father Ryan. Cookeville has been a fantastic host for these games this weekend. Toss sweep. They go to the outside on Johnston White, trying to find some room. And he's pushed out of bounds on his own sideline.
That's White. He's forced out of bounds by number 4.
Of course, Fulton state champions 2003 and 2004 and 2006. Great run under Buck Coatney, coach who was there for 19 years. Rob Black, of course, coached with him at Fulton. Now takes the reins as the head coach. A Fulton man through and through, talking to Rob Black. Played his high school football there. Big part of that Fulton community. Trying to lead these Falcons back to another state championship.
3rd and 9. Fulton was able to get off the field on the last 3rd down this time. Covington back to pass. And T.A. Watson overshoots his intended receiver, Carlos Williams.
Looked like some miscommunication there between T.A. Watson and Carlos Williams, the wide receiver. Either that or he just kind of stopped on the route. Or Watson had to get rid of it too early. Not quite sure what happened there, but the pass nowhere near the intended target.
So Fulton's defense, Chad, their 2nd straight defensive stand, 2 straight 3 and outs for the Covington offense. It started off very quickly. Watson punts downfield. This time the punt is fielded cleanly, and he's got some room on the outside. Carlos Williams there to take down number 21, Dominique Williams. 33-yard punt.
Dominique Williams with a nice return there, but he is scaring me the way he's fielding that punt. Almost like a center fielder putting both hands up to field the punt. He dropped the first one. That one right there, frightening as well, but he shows me how much I know. Catches it calmly, runs it down the left sideline.
12 yards on the return.
Sets up Fulton in nice field position here.
Right around the same area that they started their last drive. Exact spot on the 44. Handoff. Darryl Rollins finds some room. And the Fulton faithful getting excited as their Falcons offense starting to get some momentum. 7.5 yards on the carry for Rollins.
More importantly, that Fulton offensive line starting to get a rhythm. You see them running a lot off the backside of their big left tackle, number 74, Akeem Cooperwood. I'd be running behind him too at 6'7", 327. Starting to get a nice push up front for Fulton in that running game.
Now in the shotgun, they hand off to Rollins on the outside. He finds the first down and much more. 10 yards past the intended mark for the first down. 13 yards total. Move the chains.
Once again, running behind big Akeem Cooperwood on the left side of that Fulton line. Getting a good seal there. Got blockers out in front. And Darryl Rollins every time is going to do the rest if you give him that much running room.
Great balance by Rollins. Impressive speed. He's only the 3rd running back in Fulton history to gain more than 2,000 yards. He'll get the ball again. This time, not much there as Covington eats it up at the line of scrimmage. Gain of 1.
Pretty good running back at Fulton in the middle part of the last decade. Dennis Rogan, who went on to star at Tennessee. Very similar style, I think. Just a smaller, scat back, very fast player, similar to Darryl Rollins.
Impressive numbers for Darryl Rollins. This time, wow, they nearly got the snap on the fumble. Smith looking for somewhere to go. Somehow is able to avoid the pressure long enough to throw the football away. But man, Covington was there in numbers.
I think Covington was sandbagging a little bit when they put Daquan Norfolk there as a backup for this team. He's been all over the place.
They jumped the snap.
He almost took the snap on this play right here. Daquan Norfolk getting it done for Covington so far this football game.
3rd down, 9 yards needed for Fulton. Hoping to match Covington's point total. This time they'll dump it off. Rollins has some room, misses, makes one man miss, gets his first down. What do you need when you need 9 yards? Just find a way to put the ball in Darryl Rollins' hand. 19-yard gain.
We've seen that twice now. They kind of throw a little misdirection screen there. Last time it was to Dean Taylor. This is just a straight-up halfback screen to Darryl Rollins on this play. But needing the big yards, they like to go to the screen game, and they showed it there. And this time, they get the necessary yardage for the first down.
Hey, you have an aggressive defensive line, as we saw in the previous play, Chad. You let the defensive line come at Penny Smith, and then you dump it away. This time he is decked by a host of Chargers defensive linemen, including Delvin Russell, 75 tackles and 4 sacks on the season, 3 quarterback hurries. 25 tackles for loss.
That was Elijah Clark there, the junior, number 6, getting his first carry of the game for Fulton. Feel this game shifting a lot right now with the time of possession, the rhythm that Fulton has on offense, the back-to-back 3-and-outs they forced by Covington. But it's going to take a Fulton touchdown here to knot it up on the scoreboard.
This time, it's Xavier Hawkins on the direct snap. Covington not fooled there on that 3rd down attempt. It's going to be a loss of 1.
Trey Wilson there coming up to make the tackle. Backup defensive end here for Covington, playing very well.
Now it's 3rd and 11. Handoff. Back up the middle, and Covington stuffs it. They go to Darryl Rollins towards the left side of that offensive line. Nothing there, just 3 yards. So now 4th down. How aggressive do you want to be? They're going to call timeout to talk it over.
How aggressive do you want to be when your place kicker is also 1 for 1 on the season on field goals? It was a 22-yarder. They've only attempted 1 field goal this year.
Well, Rob Black says, hey, if the game is close, he told us this week, Chad, he would feel comfortable with an attempt around 31 yards. That's what this kick would be, right at 31 yards.
Exactly what the kick is right now, Jonathan. Looking at a 31-yarder or a 4th and 9. What do you feel better about right now if you're Rob Black?
TSSAA.network.com brings you the best in Tennessee high school sports coverage. You can watch all of the BlueCross Bowl championships on demand immediately following our live television coverage. The site also features complete coverage of the state championships and a range of sports from volleyball to basketball to baseball. So log on to TSSAA.network.com and check out all the action. Let's check out what Darryl Rollins and Fulton have been able to do offensively. It's been the Darryl Rollins show here in the 2nd quarter.
Darryl Rollins starting to get into a rhythm. See it there with the run. Now catching the ball out of the backfield, showing his versatility.
They're going for it, Chad, on 4th and 9. See what they came up with in the timeout. They're going to throw it. Penny Smith looking towards the end zone. Pass is deflected, but a flag is down. Are they going to call pass interference on Pendleton?
They will, yeah. Looks like Pendleton got that right arm around the back of the intended receiver there. It is a pass interference every time. It was close. Doing a good job in coverage there, staying right with him. Got the left hand out to deflect the pass, but got the right hand around the hip.
Referee is Craig Phillips.
Pass interference on the defense, half the distance, 1st down.
So Fulton gets another break here in this 2nd quarter.
Big break there. Would have taken a perfect pass to complete that one right there from Penny Smith. Almost was. Here comes the replay here.
Right in your living room here. We'll see it for ourselves.
Not a bad pass at all. Yeah, he got the right hand around him. Easy
that is
call.
The view of the official that made the call right there.
KJ Roper had a play on that ball right there.
1st down. They'll go handoff to number 27, DJ Campbell. Campbell, 39 rush attempts for 207 yards and 3 touchdowns. Just a sophomore. Good size, though. 6 foot 247, 3 yards there. This is Campbell territory as he stays in the game.
This is a big 4 yards right here for this Fulton team. The clock ticks in the 2nd quarter.
They go back to that power. They give it back to Campbell. He pushes his way, extends the arm, looking for the goal line is Jelante Castle. Excuse me. Castle, 207 pounds. He is a senior.
You like that change of pace there with Campbell, 247, Castle, 207. Then you got the smaller, quicker guys with Rollins and Fletcher.
11th play of this drive as Castle is met and decked. Heard that lick all the way up here.
I think if Coach Black's willing to go for it on 4th and 9, probably going to go for it 4th and goal here, although he's looking at basically an extra point for the field goal.
Loss of 1. And here they are on 4th down. Driving his way forward.
He didn't
They stopped him. Impressive goal line stand after the pass interference call. The Covington Chargers. They went with DJ Campbell up the middle, and he's stuffed.
Great job by the interior line there. Really the last 3 plays on that drive. We talked about how big of a 4 yards that was for Fulton. Equally big 4 yards for Covington. They come up with the necessary stop. Jalil Tate, Hunter Peary, both making big plays there.
Delvin Russell as well, and we mentioned it earlier, Chad. If you like physical football, this is your game. We saw it right there. Timeout called for by Covington, as their offense will start backed up, but they'll take it. Marty Wheeler has to be impressed with his defensive effort there, because other than the pass interference call, you were backed up. You had them on 4th down twice. You had the pass interference call on 1, but when it came to the run, when it came to Fulton's bread and butter, you stopped them.
Big stop there, and now tricky area to call plays right here if you're Covington, coming out of your own end zone. And we've seen a lot. The quick hitter to the fullback there for Covington. Will they try that right here just to get a little bit of yardage? Do you take the chance, faking it to the fullback, pitching it out to Johnston White, see if you can get a big hitter right here? 1st and 10 from your own, what would you call that, Jonathan? 6-inch line they're at right now?
I wouldn't want to take a snap from there. Fulton's defense coming back onto the field.
I mean, part of the football looks like it's in the end zone right now where they're standing. Big set of plays here. Because if you're Fulton and you can force a 3 and out here, you're going to get the ball back in great field position with a chance to tie this game up again.
Hunter Perry, the center. Snap is critical here to T.A. Watson, junior quarterback. He gets it cleanly. And he is tackled. Are they going to give that to safety? Wow, they spotted it right back where that football was. You could not fall back any if you're Perry, or excuse me, if you're Watson. And apparently he didn't.
Tell you what, that was a great second effort there, because the initial hit, he was in the end zone. You see right there how close they are to their own end zone. Not a lot of breathing room right now for Covington.
Tony Gunn, Skates, and Roth, your defensive linemen for Fulton as they stack the box. They go handoff, and White somehow finds his way
That's White
to the turf. That's green. That's the key. He gets a yard.
That's 2 straight plays now. They have had to fight to get out of the end zone here and avoid a safety. Let's see what happens on 3rd down. This is a big 3rd down for this Fulton defense right here. 3:26 and ticking right now in the first half. Can they get the ball back with a chance to tie this one up?
3 of 5 on 3rd down, 0 for 2 in their last 2 attempts. They go on a dangerous play on the sweep across, but it works. Jalen Henderson. He said they go with Tyrone Tipton, number 26, his first carry of the game. Check out the hit.
Number 26 on the carry.
That's using your pads.
That hit is nice, but the tackle is not, because the running back Tipton there able to get away from that hit and get the necessary yardage for the 1st down on that 10-yard run.
Huge play there by Tipton. 27 carries, 230 yards on the season. Now some room to work as they'll go with the run, and he is met and stuffed by a host of Falcons defenders. 1-yard gain.
Number 27, Campbell.
There's Henderson.
Now that was a good tackle right there by DJ Campbell on that Fulton linebacking core. The middle linebacker, 66 tackles on the year, 6.5 tackles for loss. Coming up with a textbook tackle on the running back, driving him back. And now it's going to be 2nd and long here for Covington.
Second and 9. Ball at the 11.5-yard line. They go misdirection, and great tackle at the ankle by, they went with Tipton, but great tackle by Dean Taylor for the Fulton Falcons. Got an arm in there, and that's all he needed. Saved a big gain.
Critical plays in this football game. You had the 4th and short for Fulton down there trying to score the touchdown. Covington made the necessary play. You had 3rd and 10 from the 6-inch line for Covington. They made the necessary play there. Can Fulton get off the field right here on a big 3rd down and 4 yards with a chance to get the ball back before half?
Under 2 minutes to play. 3rd and 4 attempt, and flags are down.
So that's going to be 3rd and 9 now. Maybe not.
Indications are it is on Fulton. Covington fans
Dead
initially
ball. Encroachment on the defense.
Covington fans were right.
First down.
4th penalty on Fulton this afternoon for 20 yards. So you had them again, 3rd down and 4, and you gave it to them.
Covington didn't have to make the necessary play right there. Fulton made it for him.
Spotting the ball. Officials are set, and we are ready. 1st and 10. Covington trying to put more points on the board before the half. They go with the speedster, Carlos Williams. He gets another 1st down. Williams with 8 touchdowns, playing in his final game with the Chargers. Watch this play, Chad. This is slow motion. It still looks fast. 14-yard gain.
Great change of pace by Covington with the guys. They can run with the football. Carlos Williams, extremely fast player there. Plays some wide receiver also, getting the ball in the backfield there.
Williams at the top of your screen, the lone receiver in this set. They hand off up the middle. That's Henderson. Pounds his way forward for an 8-yard gain.
He's tackled by number 4.
14-0, unbeaten. The Covington Chargers, school record wins and a school record in points scored this season, 564 points. As a timeout is called. Let's go back to the goal line stand by Covington. Fulton with all the momentum, trying to punch it in and tie this game up. Here's the 1st down carry. Great effort. They go back to the big back in number 28.
Jelante Castle there. Gets stopped short, and then they go back to DJ Campbell, their other big back. They went power there 4 straight times actually, 4 yards out. Could not punch it in the end zone. And then Covington comes back after that. Circle that play in the game where they have a 3rd and 10 from their own 6-inch line. And instead of a big stop by Fulton, you're looking at getting great field position inside of Covington territory, a chance to tie it. They go on the sweep to Tyrone Tipton. He picks up the 1st down for Covington. That was a big play in the football game right now. Covington now burning timeouts, trying to stop this clock and put more points on the board before the half.
If you're Jeff McMillan, the defensive coordinator for Fulton, what are you telling your guys right now as Covington has the ball at midfield or around there with about a minute and a half to play?
The execution of this Covington offense is so good, you have to stay disciplined. That's what I'm telling my guys right now. You have to know who has the football at all times, and it's not always easy.
Watson back to throw, looking deep down the field, pass, 2 defenders there, picked off, flag on the play.
Might have offensive pass interference here on number 26, Tyrone Tipton.
Pass was intercepted by Gage Seymour, the sophomore, 6'1", 167.
That's what it looks like it's going to be, some offensive pass interference. Fulton now getting the ball back.
Watson throwing into traffic.
Interference on the offense. Penalties decline. 1st down.
First turnover of the game.
Really impressed with really both secondaries so far in this game, because it's got to be easy to get lulled to sleep when you have so many rushing attempts. But right here they try to go a little play action, going deep, not fooled at any point. And number 17, Gage Seymour there, coming up with a big interception.
Strong safety in this defense. Read that play well.
Good looking sophomore.
So now Fulton gets the ball back. They give it to Rollins. Good effort there by both sides of the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go.
It's not a lot of room to run there. when you try to go to the outside on either one of these defenses, it's tough. These guys do a great job of flying to the ball. We've seen that with Covington's defense so far. It's easier to hit that first hole and try to get upfield up the middle instead of testing the boundary.
45 seconds to play in this first half as flags will stop the clock. Fulton with 1 timeout remaining.
Before the snap, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
5th penalty in this first half against Fulton. Again, 1 timeout, 44 seconds to go down the field and try to get a score before the half to knot it up.
I'm not so sure if you're Rob Black and Fulton, if you just don't want to take it to the half right now at this point after that penalty with 44 seconds left and not a big-time passing game.
They go with a 4 wide receiver set, but they'll just hand it off. Chad, you're absolutely right. Loss of 2. They have a timeout remaining, but the clock is ticking. 25 seconds now.
I think that's a play right there. If Covington has more than 1 timeout, they might burn a timeout to set up a 3rd and long and try to get the ball back and force a Fulton punt close to their own end zone. But instead, it looks like both coaches happy with taking this one to the locker room, a 14-7 game.
Clock winding down. Coming up at the half, marching bands, principal interviews, Xfinity halftime stats, and a word from your local PBS station. Stay tuned. Much more coming here on the TSSAA network as Covington leads Fulton 14-7. Getting set to talk with head coach for Covington, Marty Wheeler, standing by with Murphy Fair. Hey, Murph.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. Marty, everybody's been talking about Covington all week about offense, but your defense did a great job on that stand down there.
Yeah, it was big. It was big for us to turn them away right there late in the 2nd quarter. They did a really good job of winning the battle of field position in the 2nd quarter. With the kind of team we got, we got to do a great job of winning the field position battle, and we've got something we got to get fixed at halftime.
Okay, Marty, thanks for your time. Good luck in the 2nd half. Okay. Thank you. Marty Wheeler, his Covington Chargers up 14-7. Still a lot of football left to be played. We'll be back with more of the 4A state championship game right after these messages.
You can choose the back seat, or we'll choose one for you.
At Honda, we know you. We know you have to rise early and work late, with not enough sleep in between. How you sometimes need to get over to that exit like right now. And how things aren't just about you anymore. Introducing a car that starts with you. The all-new Honda Accord.
Want to know what it feels like watching sports on Xfinity from Comcast? It's like having a front row seat to all the action. What is this? The biggest hits, catches, home runs, and touchdowns. The moment they happen, when you have the most live sports, the best seat in the house is in your house.
Banking is easier with Regions Checking because our text and mobile banking lets you manage your accounts anytime on any device. You can get alerts, transfer funds, and with mobile banking, pay bills from anywhere. So now, whether you're here, or here, you can always be here with a simpler way to bank and a simpler way to get where you want to go. I know that guy. Weird.
14-7, your halftime score. Covington over Fulton in the 4A state title game, and two powerhouses in 4A, two very proud programs. And our own Murphy Fair standing by with the principal of Fulton, Rob Spees. Hey, Murphy.
Hey, Jonathan, thank you very much. As you mentioned, Rob Spees, our special guest, a rookie, if you will, as far as being the principal at Fulton High School, but a great ball game as we expected, Rob.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a good ball game so far. Both teams come out fighting. Covington had the early momentum, but we made a few plays there. The second quarter kind of got some momentum back, so it'll be interesting to see what happens in the second half. Come back out.
Anytime I interview a principal as young as you, I can't help but ask, let's go back about 10 years ago. Did you think you'd ever be a high school principal? Was that in your game plan?
Not at all. 10 years ago, I thought I was going to be a head football coach somewhere. My life kind of took a turn. You know, started having kids. Coaching wasn't the most important thing to me any longer, being where my family was, and decided I just wanted to do more around education, still be around, involved with students at a deep level, and thought administration was the right thing for me to do.
Although Fulton is right in the middle of the city, it's almost has its own community a little bit, and that's pretty well exhibited by the fine crowd you guys have today.
Without a doubt, Fulton's a very special place because, you know, it's been open over 60 years now, and there's a lot of good people who make up kind of the infrastructure of Knoxville or Fulton Falcon graduates, and they're proud of that. And anywhere you go around Knoxville, you get a group of 5 people together. 4 of them are either Fulton people or had connections to Fulton people, and it's just, I'm very blessed to be there here my first year and be a part of that tradition that is Fulton High School.
The Fulton family, I've heard of that an awful lot over the years, and it's pretty obvious when you visit the school.
Oh, you definitely, anywhere, when you get around North Broadway, you feel that environment, and it's you speak to that, and just our head football coach, Robbie Black, his dad, Bob Black's been on staff for over 40 years as a teacher and a coach, and both of them alumni there. Our coaching staff's filled full of alumni. Our teachers, a lot of alumni on staff. It's just a special place.
A very special ball game underway right now. I know that Coach Black and company will do a great job of getting the Falcons ready for the second half.
I hope so. If not, we're going to have a conversation later on. But no, obviously we're excited about the work Coach Black does. He's a great mentor for our boys, and he's a good man. That's what's the most important thing about Coach Black.
Rob, thanks for your time. Have a great holiday, and thanks for dropping by.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Rob Spees, the principal at Fulton High School, his team down, but only by a touchdown. We'll be back with his counterparts from Covington right after this. Welcome back to the campus of Tennessee Tech. Overall field, the 4A state championship game. It's a good one, 14-7. Covington on top of Knoxville Fulton. And this young lady next to me smiling so largely is Perry Murdoch, the principal at Covington High School. And I know you've got to be in a great mood right now, Perry.
Peggy, we are very excited. We've got a lot of fan base and very, very excited to be out here playing. We're winning, but everybody out there is a winner today because just getting here makes all of us very successful.
Covington's been a great football town for a long, long time. I have relatives in West Tennessee, and I've been hearing about Charger football since the 50s and 60s, and that's evidenced by your crowd support here today.
Right. Our crowd, probably half of the people out there have either been in Covington High School as students, some of them as teachers, most of them as parents, and some just great community members who have come out to support their fans and their friends, neighbors, brothers, sisters, everybody.
No doubt we have a lot of former football players and former cheerleaders and former band members up there right now.
We absolutely do, and we do have to say we're proud of our band. They did a great job with the national anthem at the beginning of the game, and we're proud of our cheerleaders. but everybody that's a fan is who has put these guys out here, and they know that. They're very, very excited to represent Covington High School, and they're doing a great job.
I'm sorry, I've been through Covington many, many times, and I know what a great small community Covington is. But for those who are listening and watching that don't know Covington, what's the best thing about being in Covington?
The best thing about Covington is that we are a small town that accepts everybody. We don't care if you're rich or poor. Most of us are just average workers who are doing a great job to try to make the connections in a small town, go to church, raise your family, give them a great education, and send them off ready for college.
What small town America is supposed to be like. Peggy, thank you so much for your time, and wish you a best holiday season and good luck in the second half too.
Thank you so much, and Happy New Year to everybody, and praise the Lord for all that we've been able to do. Thank you so much.
I'll amen to that. About 7 minutes away from the start of the second half, we're going to send it back to PBS stations all across the state who are carrying these games, and a very important announcement on the way.
Welcome back to this halftime report. We're here at the TSSAA State Championships, Fulton versus Covington, and we do have a very tight game here tonight, Sonia.
I know it's been exciting, and you know we've had a lot of action on this field today. We're in the second game at halftime right now, and we've got another third game coming up tonight with Maryville and Whitehaven. So we hope that you will stay tuned with us and watch that game as well, and enjoy that from your home if you're not here with us on the field.
That's right, and we are excited to be here and be able to bring these games to you live into your homes across the state of Tennessee with our partnership with the Tennessee Public Television channels, as well as Play on Sports and the community here in Putnam County, Cookeville. So it really does take a team effort to get this game on TV and to get people here in the stands and to just provide a great experience for everybody.
That's right. I know that, you know, we have, of course, the Tennessee Public Television stations are broadcasting this for TSSAA and Play on Sports across the state of Tennessee, but we also have a ton of volunteers that are putting forth a valiant effort to get this going for us.
No
it's been
kidding.
like you said, a great community effort.
It has been a community effort, and I was lucky enough to be part of that volunteer staff as we worked on Thursday and did some ticket taking, and you know, wherever you can chip in is where you chip in. So it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and you get the momentum going in that community. But Sonia, we're also offering something really special for our viewers today at home, aren't we?
That's right. You know, as we've mentioned along the way, we are at our television stations here. We're in the middle of a membership drive, so we have some great gifts available for you if you pledge your membership into your local television station, your public television station. The first level is at $45. That is a DVD of the game of your choice, so just call into that whatever game is the special one that you're interested in. At $60 is the knit hat, so on those chilly nights, call in and you know, show your team effort for TSSAA. $90 is that stadium blanket. It's really nice to have on chilly nights, such as how it is now in December. It's getting a little cooler. $120 level is a great stadium seat. It makes it really comfortable to sit down on these bleachers when it's really cold. But if you're interested in having one of all of those, then call in and pledge your membership at the $240 level with that combo pack, and you'll have one of each of those. And you know, the membership level that you call in at, these are thank you gifts, so just kind of keep that in mind when you call that in. This membership money goes for the programming of your local station. So when you pledge your money into your station, it is for the programming of the shows that you see on your station that you watch.
That's right, Sonia. And not only do we bring you the TSSAA State Championship football games, but we also will be bringing to you live the TSSAA Championship basketball in March. So it really gives you an opportunity to support your station, to continue to bring us live broadcast to you in your home, but as well as support your station, which will also bring you other programming.
That's right. And also, in collaboration with all 6 of those stations across the state of Tennessee, we bring you on Saturdays and Sundays a block of special programming on our secondary channel, which is called the Tennessee Channel. And each station has a chance to submit their programs that they do on their own. It is specialized to that station, and that gives our viewers across the state of Tennessee to see exactly what each station has available, which is usually just specialized customized to their region. And, you know, that gives you a chance to see what each station does. And it's just broadcast statewide, and we get to enjoy that. I get to see what other stations do.
It really is, Sonia, and it's a great kind of snapshot of those communities. And as a PBS station, we are able to do that for our local communities, and in bringing you some local coverage, tell those stories about the local community, and just incorporate into those shows what each of us all contribute on a statewide level. So we appreciate that support of those stations and being able to collaborate with that Tennessee channel and bringing it. But we are here today live with TSSAA state championships. We've got the bands on the field, we've got cheerleaders in the crowds, we've got shakers, we've got family, friends, and a huge support for these high school students that are bringing this game to you live, and just an exciting event. And I guess we're getting ready to head into the second half.
That's right. So you've got a moment when you see that telephone number come across the bottom of your screen, just go ahead, call that number, speak to that friendly operator, and just call in your support for your local television station. Let them know that you're interested in membership, and just call that number, let them know, and they'll be happy to help you, and just get ready to watch the exciting remainder of this game.
Imagine America's largest stage, dark. Or the nation's biggest schoolhouse, empty. Or the greatest library of documentary programming, closed forever. It could happen if funding for PBS is eliminated. Find out more about the threat to PBS at 170millionamericans.org. Because America needs PBS, and PBS needs you.
Hello, I'm Bill Robinson, Chair of the WTCI Board of Directors. WTCI, along with our Tennessee PBS partners, are pleased to bring you this year's State High School Football Championships. Our mission is to engage, educate, and inspire, and we believe that high school sports can do just that and much more, uniting the community as we cheer on our local athletes. For all of us here at WTCI, we thank you for supporting your local PBS stations, and enjoy the games.
Hi, I'm Rick Steves. There's nothing more beautiful than discovering our wonderful world through the travel, history, and the arts programs here on NPT. Congratulations, NPT, on your 50th anniversary from Rick Steves Europe. You are Nashville's window to the world.
Hello, I'm Tara Tansel Gentry from the University of Tennessee at Martin, and I've lived in the sports world most of my life. As a player, teacher, and coach, I've always known that my PBS station was there, with its coverage of the high school games like you're seeing today, or a documentary of sports greats. PBS is the best television has to offer. Please join me in saying thank you by calling the number on your screen and making a pledge of support. I love my PBS. Don't you?
Looking at iconic Cream City Ice Cream, downtown Cookeville. Our 4A state title game at the half. Covington leading Fulton 14-7. Alongside Chad Withrow, I'm Jonathan Hutton, getting set to kick off the second half here in Cookeville on the campus of Tennessee Tech University at Tucker Stadium. It was a physical first half of play.
Just as we expected, two teams that like to run the football. Covington exerting their force early on in the game, had great momentum up 14-0. Fulton looking like they might come back and tie it, but a big fourth down stop by Covington there late in the second quarter. And that's why we stand at 14-7 right now, the Covington Chargers in the lead.
Let's check in with the Falcons sideline. Our Murphy Fair standing by with Fulton head coach Rob Black. Murphy?
Coach Black, I know you guys would have liked to have stuck it in the end zone on that last drive there, but 14-7, not a bad position to be in at halftime.
Well, you know, and I told our guys at halftime, I mean, you know, it could very easily be 14-14 right now. Wish we would have gotten that one in. But as bad as we've played, and I felt like we've struggled a little bit, we're still in the football game, so there's still a lot to play for.
A lot of athletes on both sides of the line of scrimmage for both teams out there. It's a fun game to watch.
Well, it is. I mean, and there's some home run hitters both ways, like you said, and, you know, the team that gets most of them is going to win this one.
Rob, thanks for your time. Good luck to you in the second half, okay?
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Murphy, thank you very much. An exciting first half of play as we're getting set to check out the highlights from the first half. 14-7, but Covington opened up with a 14-0 lead, but Fulton got it back with Xavier Hawkins on this drive. A big run here got them around the 20-yard line. And then Xavier Hawkins again finds pay dirt on the touchdown. This time on the receiving end. Gets to the goal line. 7 points on the board. This is how Covington got on the board with their 14. Johnston White on the left side goes in for the first touchdown. And then it was Tyrone Tipton showing the speed, giving the edge. No one caught him. 14-0 was the score. And then Fulton got back in the mix. Looking at our Xfinity halftime stats, brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Get exclusive coverage of the 2012 BlueCross Bowl football championships on Xfinity On Demand. Big difference in the run game. 184 rushing yards for Covington to just 84 for Fulton. And then passing yards, Fulton with 58. 13 for Covington, but that's as expected with these offenses.
Fulton has found some success with their screen game in the passing game. Also, Fulton doing a much better job in the second quarter. That key stat after one quarter, time of possession for Covington. Fulton starting to close the gap a little bit there.
Penalties, 5 penalties for Fulton in that first half. Just 2 for Covington. As we get set for the second half kickoff, Fulton will receive the second half kickoff after deferring and winning the toss to start the game. We heard from Rob Black and Marty Wheeler, both coaches for these two programs. And I'm sure in the locker room you go in and say, hey, we fought to get here. This was our expectation. Now it's about all that grit, determination, practicing throughout the year. It pays off in the second half. Let's just do what we do.
Such a fun game to watch, too, because both teams want to do pretty much the same thing, offensively and defensively, the way they run the football and trying to stop the run with the other team. Covington much more effective at executing their game plan early in the first half. It was almost a tale of two halves in that first half. Fulton then got some rhythm later in the first half, but unable to capitalize on that 4th and short that would have tied the ball game up. But now you see it here to start the second half. Crowd is into it, and Fulton receiving the football. Let's see if they can capitalize on some of that momentum they got offensively as they close that yardage gap right before halftime.
Great crowds on hand throughout the day and this weekend. Still one game to go tonight as Covington kicks off down the field, fielded at the 8-yard line by Darryl Rollins. He's trying to find some room, but he's running the wrong direction, Chad. He gets up to the 15, and he's tripped up there by number 6, Dakota Phillips.
Ran about 45 yards right there to get 5 on the return.
So 5 yards on the return sets up 1st and 10 for the Fulton Falcons. 12-2 on the season. 3 state titles in their history from 03 to 06. They're looking for revenge over Covington. They start where they left off, 2-yard gain on the run game.
Darryl Rollins there, trying to get something going again here to start the second half.
2 coaches in tonight's game. Rob Black on your left, Marty Wheeler for Covington. This time they toss it to Darryl Rollins, who finds some room. 10-yard gain, and they'll move the sticks. 1st and 10 for Fulton.
Looks like he lost the football at the end of that play, but already ruled down. Nice run there for Darryl Rollins. Talking to him earlier this week as we look at the replay, he said he only get about 17 carries for the ball game today. On pace to go well over that mark so far. Nice run there for Rollins.
Yeah, 13 already tonight. 62 yards. This time he gets another one past the 40. Good run, good vision. Finds some room, 14 yards.
This is that momentum we saw towards the end of the half offensively for Fulton as they started to get it rolling. And Darryl Rollins looks a little bit shaken up at the end of this play. I think probably a little fatigued right now. He's been taking some hard hits, some awkward tackles on the last 2 plays also.
Maybe got rolled up on there. But they go right back to him. Now check that. Number 6 gets the football. is Elijah Clark. Elijah Clark came in at the end of the first half whenever Rollins left the field as well. They go back to the run, back to Clark. 5'9", 176-pound junior.
I think now on third down, we're going to see just how serious that injury was to Darrell Rollins there. See if he checks back in the game. Looks like Xavier Hawkins coming back in for Fulton. Still no sign of Darrell Rollins. Here he comes, trotting back out onto the field. The senior leader for Fulton looking like he's ready to give it a go.
Big third down. Third down and a long 6. Back to pass. Smith finds his intended receiver. That's Xavier Hawkins. Who else? When it comes to the passing game, they look number 7's way, and it pays off. First down after the 15-yard pickup by the junior.
The X-Man on this play, I'm sure Xavier McDaniel, the old NBA player, won't mind me stealing his nickname for Xavier Hawkins. Looking great right there on the reception. Great pass by Penny Smith. Big first down pickup for Fulton.
Nice drive to open this second half for the Falcons. Smith's going to throw it again, this time looking to his right. He throws across the field. Intended receiver was Hawkins. He just overshot him. Too far.
Going to the aerial game here a little bit in the second half. They had a nice pass play there on 3rd and long. Decided to throw it again on first down. The ball just out of the reach of Xavier Hawkins, the top receiver for Fulton.
Well, great defense by Kamal Pendleton, a cornerback for Covington, who was covering KJ Roper on a go route. That was where Smith was hoping to go with it. This time they fake the sweep and they give it back on the inside. Covington having no part of it. Great read by the defensive line, a loss of 3.
Talked about in the open, a lot of ways to get Xavier Hawkins the ball. Right here they go with the handoff. He's caught a pass. He's played a little quarterback and run the ball from that position. Nothing doing there though. Great job by that Covington defensive line.
Third down, 13. What will Fulton dial up here in the pass game? Roper on the bottom of your screen. Instead they flare it out to Clark. He finds some room. They pick up more than what they need inside the 20.
Darrell Rollins, big play there, making some guys miss down the field, then just turning on the Jets. Watch this play here.
3-yard gain.
They're going to see Dakota Phillips come up, kind of recognized it was going to be a screen, tried to peel back, but a little bit too late. Darrell Rollins into the open field and just displaying his speed right there. That's all that was after he caught the football. Able to accelerate to get the first down.
We've got Roper and Hawkins at the bottom of your screen. They go toss sweep. Somehow Rollins able to avoid the pressure, but then can't get much else. Johnston White, the other star running back in this game, also plays a little linebacker. Loss of 5. That is his 15th tackle for loss on the season. His 83rd tackle total. Impressive.
Don't sleep on Johnston White there on defense either. Done a lot of great things, including 7 sacks also.
Johnston White on Murphy Fair's preseason All-State team. Back to throw is Penny Smith, who finds his intended target. Touchdown, Dean Taylor, the senior tight end. Showing off the arm is Penny Smith, 23 yards to pay dirt. And they're an extra point from tying this game on Fulton's opening possession.
The 5th touchdown of the season for Dean Taylor, and it is a big one for Fulton as they try to get back in this game. We talked about how big this opening drive would be for Fulton, and they capitalize.
Josh Coleman on to attempt the extra point. Kick is up, and the kick is no good. Pushed it.
Talked earlier, Jonathan, about how Josh Coleman set a record for point after makes this year.
Not just set a record, he destroyed it.
Yeah, well, he missed 19 also. He missed his 20th right there.
Going back to the touchdown pass. Great look by Penny Smith, right on target to Taylor. into the end zone.
Nice looking player, 6'2", 214, the senior. And that Fulton passing game getting going there on that drive also. Coach Rob Black, also the offensive coordinator, showing a lot of faith in his quarterback, the junior Penny Smith, the lefty, with a great touch on that throw right there to Dean Taylor.
See Rob Black right there. Graduate from Fulton back in 1982, a three-sport athlete. Also an athlete, a two-sport athlete in college in Carson Newman. Fulton's drive, 11 plays, 82 yards, 2 for 2 on third down. Really big pickups on third and long.
We discussed critical plays in the first half. That was swinging in favor of Covington. Critical third down plays on that drive. Fulton converts.
Kick comes downfield. This time they will kick it to Carlos Williams. He's got the Jets, but Fulton has the coverage. 4 tacklers in on him there. 12 yards on the return. And that is about where Covington has averaged their starting drives, around the 30-yard line. They'll start from it here. As we see Carlos Williams staying on the field. He's a wide receiver in this wing T offense. Gets the ball in a lot of ways, a lot of like Xavier Hawkins for Fulton. T.A. Watson, your quarterback.
At TSSAA
Watson will hand off to Johnston White. He is met around the hash mark right at the line of scrimmage.
That was Dean Taylor right there, the guy who just scored the touchdown for Fulton, making a big play from his outside linebacker position. Nice stop there by Dean Taylor. It looks like he's favoring his left elbow after that tackle.
See what he hit that elbow on.
Johnston White trying to push it outside. Here comes Dean Taylor making the tackle. Hope he's okay. He's got that elbow tightly wrapped there.
2nd and 9. Handoff. They give it this time to White.
That's Johnston White.
Making the tackle, K.J. Roper. Gain of about 3.5.
Great job of pursuit there by the Fulton defense. K.J. Roper finishing it off. The linebacking core forcing Johnston White to attempt a spin move there. Couldn't get out of trouble. Fulton makes the tackle, bringing up a big 3rd down.
Beautiful scene here on the campus of Tennessee Tech University. Tucker Stadium, the site for the 4A championship game here in Cookeville. Covington with a 1-point lead, 14-13 over Knoxville Fulton. 4 of 6 on 3rd down are the Chargers. They needed 6 yards. They got right at the stick. Tyrone Tipton there on the carry.
Looked like the same exact play they ran on the 3rd and 10 as we look at it again here.
Check out the hit.
Right into your home there. Big hit by Fulton, but not before Covington picks up another big 3rd down conversion. As I was saying, same play they ran, 3rd and 10 from their own 1-yard line to pick up the 1st down. It's been a money play for them so far.
Tipton has been the money man so far for them as well on those plays.
Number 20 on the carry, that's Jalen.
20 on the carry is Jalen Henderson.
He's upended by number
3-yard gain.
Taylor.
He got the ball, got his number called quite a bit in the first half.
Speaking of getting your number called, Dean Taylor again on the tackle there. He's been pretty money on offense and defense.
Yes. He's been all over the place tonight.
See the senior looking on.
Go back to the ground. No gain on that play.
You know, it's funny, we talk about state championships for programs, and yes, Fulton's won 3 of them, but the last one was back in 2006. So this is the first chance at a state championship for these guys, these Fulton players. It's a big moment for them. Covington trying to win their first state title as a program, but really both teams kind of in this together, both going for their first state championship as players in high school. Big moment for all these young guys.
Taylor, who has made a lot of plays on this drive, stands up at defensive end. They're going to try to throw the pass, and Taylor knocks it down. They move him all over the place. His 2nd pass breakup of the night, 2nd pass knockdown. He is a basketball player for Fulton. He sat out football his sophomore season, returned to football, and I bet Rob Black couldn't be happier.
Well, it looks like he's anticipating a pass there on the full court press in basketball. As he plays that ball perfectly, swats it away.
Big
4th and 7.
Down stop.
Looks like Fulton's going to get the ball back. Remember, though, the punter is also the quarterback for Covington here in T.A. Watson. So let's see if they try to fake it at any point tonight.
Hawkins, one of the men back to receive this kick. It'll roll to him, and he'll just let it roll past, and it goes inside the 15, rolling all the way down to about the 11-yard line is where it'll be marked down. So the roll on the punt in favor of the Covington Chargers, but Fulton's going to get the ball back after that 43-yard punt.
Doesn't look pretty, Jonathan, but it's effective. When you can punt the ball like that, get a nice roll, and that's exactly what T.A. Watson, the punter / quarterback, was able to do on that play.
Show your spirit by texting your school's keywords to 37048. Covington, your code is Bowl13. Fulton, your code is Bowl14. The school with the most votes at the end of the game will win a $1,000 donation from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee. Standard text messaging rates apply. One vote per person will be counted. Big gain on first down is Xavier Hawkins. You can visit facebook.com/BCBST Champions for more updates. 31 yards on the first down carry by Xavier Hawkins.
Xavier Hawkins playing quarterback again right here. Nice block there by number 22, Trey Fletcher, the fullback, springing him open. And there's number 1, Carlos Williams, coming from behind on the tackle, making a big game-saving play there, but still a big 31-yard gain for Xavier Hawkins and Fulton.
This time they go toss, and Johnston White is met in the backfield and dropped.
Number 5, meet number 5 right there on that play. Two of the star players for both Covington and Fulton. Johnston
Great job by White
saying hello to Darryl Rollins on this play.
White meets Rollins in the backfield.
Great tackle by Johnston White.
Great awareness. Read it the whole way.
Johnston White might be saying, why don't you come tackle me on defense one time, too?
This time they'll throw it on 2nd and 13. Looking down the field, look for Xavier Hawkins, a little too high for him. Carlos Williams on the coverage. Pass falls incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down. Fulton. Let's see what Johnston White has done tonight. Actually, this is Darryl Rollins, number 5 for Fulton, with the handoff. He's been involved a lot for Fulton. Fulton is 3 of 7 on 3rd down tonight, 43%. This is 3rd and 13 coming up. They were 2 for 2 on 3rd down on the opening drive of this half that went in for 6. Penny Smith scrambling, looking to the outside, finds Hawkins. He gets past the first down marker and more. One man to miss, but excellent tackle by Kamal Pendleton, or Xavier Hawkins was taking that to the house.
Great pass play here. Penny Smith buying some extra time, stepping on the pocket. Looked like he's about to get hit from behind, but instead delivers a strike to Xavier Hawkins, making some guys miss.
27-yard gain.
It's number 8, Davion Bates, coming into the play there, making a nice tackle. Let's see if Fulton can start to avoid that negative play. Last drive and also on this drive, they've had a play here and there, loss of 4, loss of 6.
Yeah, but they've bailed themselves out. 3 of 3 on 3rd down in the second half. Looking right at Darryl Rollins. Rollins gets the toss, makes one man miss, goes up towards the 20, past the 15, down to the 10-yard line. Darryl Rollins stumbles ahead after a surge of speed to put Fulton back in business, getting set to knock on the door of the end zone once again. 23-yard pickup here, Chad.
Great sweep play here, just breaking a tackle. That was number 5, Johnston White, that he broke the tackle.
18 carries, now 91 yards for Darryl Rollins. Rollins, once again,
on the carry, that's number 5.
right up the middle, around the 10-yard line, 4-yard gain.
He's tackled by number 87, Russell. The Baptist Sports Medicine Physician Networks take care of the pros.
Rollins again favoring the right hand. Look at that sunset. Beautiful night here at Tucker Stadium. Fantastic weather It's going to be a great evening of football as well, as we have the 6A state title coming up between Maryville and Whitehaven. This is 2nd and 6. They go back to Rollins. Tackle made by Johnston White for the Covington defense.
It's a big offensive line for Fulton. They average about 286 pounds. Curious if it starts to wear a little bit on this Covington defensive line in the second half. I know traditionally Fulton, the fast starting team offensively, but look at big Akeem Cooperwood there. Michael Skate, Steven Vasquez, Brian Akins, Christian Kirk. Some big bodies up front for Fulton, getting a good push in the running game.
Paving the way for Darrell Rollins in that run game. This time Penny Smith is back to pass, builds the pressure, escape to his left, he'll tuck it and run, looking for the pylon, easy. Scampers in for 6 more points, and the Fulton Falcons take their first lead of the night with 2 minutes and 27 seconds to go in the third quarter. 8-yard pickup, and Fulton with a 19-14 lead, extra point pending.
See if they decide to go for 2 here or attempt another point after. Penny Smith, watch this play, rolling left. Penny Smith looking like Penny Hardaway on the pump fake right there. Goes right around. Great pump fake, got Tyrone Tipton off of his feet and opened up the lane for Penny Smith to run it in for the Fulton touchdown.
They're going to go for 2. Smith back in under center now. They fake the handoff, roll to his left, and it's snuffed out. All he can do is throw up a prayer. It falls incomplete, and Covington holds. 19-14 now your score, a 5-point lead for Fulton.
Nice play there by Tyrone Tipton. Fooled on the previous play by Penny Smith with the pump fake. No need to be fooled there. Looked like Fulton almost blocked Tipton right into Penny Smith on the play action rollout. And Tipton able to make the play for Covington. But Fulton, after trailing 14-0, reeled off 19 unanswered right now. They took a 5-point lead.
The Covington cheerleaders on hand tonight. Great fans. A special thank you to Blue Waters Rental for donating a scissor lift to us for our camera use in the end zone. When you rent from Blue Waters Equipment Rental, you'll find tools for indoor and outdoor projects, plus items for parties and special events.
I think Jeff down there is happy that it's 60 degrees outside right now and not 30. Looking good out there, Jeff. Crew doing a great job tonight. Chargers fans, they're still
charged up, they say.
They're still ready to go.
Fulton's drive, 9 plays, 88 yards. It took 3 minutes off the clock. Penny Smith running it in for 8 yards. Carlos Williams set to receive the kickoff as they squib it across the middle. Instead, Johnston White picks it up. Nowhere to go. 3-yard gain on the return. Covington's drives, they started with back-to-back touchdown drives that opened it up to 14-0. Since then, 3 punts and an interception.
Got to give a lot of credit to that Fulton defense for that, too.
First quarter total yards, they opened it up, started quickly, but Fulton has made some adjustments. Just 57 total yards for the Chargers offense that's on the field now. They go handoff up the middle, gain of about 3.5 yards.
I think a lot of that credit goes to Jeff McMillan, defensive coordinator for Fulton. As you said, Hutton, making some adjustments there after a quick start for Covington. Covington's not doing a lot of different things that they weren't doing earlier that was successful, but Fulton plugging up those holes, making the plays, stopping this Covington offense.
Coach Wheeler in Covington said the key to a win, preached all year, or excuse me, all week about this season. And he is decked at the line of scrimmage. They're saying a fumble is on the play. Who came up with it, Chad? If Fulton comes up with this, that's huge.
Johnston White was absolutely leveled on this play right here and immediately fumbled the football.
And he came up with it.
It's like number 62, Andrew Miller, talked about the small guards. 5'6", 165 senior offensive guard. He might carry the football. He might return punts also. Does a little bit of everything. Look at that, getting the helmet on the football right there for number 27, DJ Campbell, the Fulton defense coming up making a big play. And Andrew Miller making a bigger play, recovering that fumble and saving Covington from disaster.
This time they'll throw it out to Johnston White, who is met and dropped on 3rd and 9. Tackle made by Jelante Castle, the senior. Flag is on the play.
Looks like Rob Black motioning to the officials to decline the penalty, so we would assume it is on Covington.
Craig Phillips, your referee. Loss of 3 yards. Penalty was declined, as you mentioned, Chad. Rob Black has to be very excited with the way his Fulton Falcons have responded. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter. Covington set to punt. Xavier Hawkins back to receive for Fulton. As Covington runs a man on late, flags will be down as the punt is away, and it rolls around the 30-yard line. Make that the 32 is where it rolls out of bounds. A punt of 48 yards.
Boy, it's gotten difficult for Covington on offense in a hurry in this game. Talked about the stat earlier, 3 punts, an interception. That's now 4 punts, an interception on their last 5 drives.
There's Jeff McMillan, the defensive coordinator for Fulton, as they are going to re-kick it after that 48-yard punt attempt.
After the first 2 Covington drives, it was tough not to imagine this game being a shootout. But Jeff McMillan and his defensive staff there and those Fulton Falcons doing a great job since then. Really just snuffing out just about everything Covington wants to do offensively.
You're right, because it was impressive what Covington was doing early. They were blowing out that line of scrimmage, getting Johnston White going as there's more movement up front. Flags are down. Since then, Chad, it's been all Fulton.
Well, and Marty Wheeler right now, I'm sure.
False start on the offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So we now had a holding penalty that was declined and back-to-back procedural penalties for Covington. When you're trying just to get a punt off, that's not going to make the coach happy. And now, look at where the return men are set up for Fulton at about the Covington 43-yard line.
T.A. Watson punts from his own end zone. 32-yard punt, and is going to be returned by Dominique Williams. He gets to the sideline and pushes his way all the way down the sideline. Returns it for a touchdown. Return of 42 yards. All the momentum has gone Fulton's way now. You had a 42-yard punt that was called back, then offsides, and now this. Dominique Williams showing off the speed down the sidelines. All end zone.
Great play by Dominique Williams, but really self-inflicted wounds for Covington. Got a great punt off, had a nice roll, had Fulton backed up. You had a procedural penalty there trying to rush a man onto the field. And now Fulton, they're going to go for 2 points again, try to push this to a 13-point game.
Penny Smith, keeper, looking towards the end zone. No one there at the cone. I don't think if anybody was there, they had an attempt to make that catch. They're going towards Xavier Hawkins. But still, back-to-back touchdowns in this second half. Now 4 straight touchdowns for Fulton. They scored 3 times after Covington opened up with a 14-0 lead. And it's 25-14.
And listen to that Fulton crowd now getting into it, backing their team. Dominique Williams, the big game-swinging change of play there with that punt return for a touchdown. 42 yards, big play. Now Fulton in control.
You know, Fulton's known for their fast starts, Chad. They've sure started fast in the second half.
Sure have. Could be a fast finish tonight if Covington doesn't get something going here. Again, we talked about it. Last 5 possessions for Covington. 4 punts, 1 interception.
Dominic Williams, first punt return for a touchdown. They go with the squibber, more like an onside kick to the outside. It was touched by a Covington player, and Fulton has recovered. Officially, yes, at the 35-yard line. Jawan Hansford with the recovery.
I'm not sure if he was even touched by a player for Covington, Hutton, but it doesn't matter on this play. Goes the necessary 10 yards.
Perfect kick.
Perfect onside kick right there. I'm not sure if that was the intention, but it worked out very well for Fulton. Falcons in business again.
DJ Campbell kicking it off, and you know they've been squibbing away from Carlos Williams, so I just assumed that's what they were trying to do. Back on offense, Xavier Hawkins receives the snap and goes forward as the third quarter comes to an end. The Fulton Falcons have exploded in this game. 25 points to take the lead, 25-14 over Covington. Some big plays, including Williams here. His first punt return of the season goes in for 6 to put 25 on the board for the Falcons. We're back with the fourth quarter right here on the TSSAA Network.
The 2012 Blue Cross Bowl is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, proud corporate sponsor of the TSSAA, and by the Governor's Highway Safety Office, who reminds you don't drink and drive, and by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports, and by Honda, wishing you happy Honda days, and by your local Tennessee public television stations, proud hosts of the 2012 TSSAA Blue Cross Bowl Championships.
You can choose the back seat, or we'll choose one for you.
Want to know what it feels like watching sports on Xfinity from Comcast? It's like having a front row seat to all the action. The biggest hits, catches, home runs, and touchdowns. The moment they happen. When you have the most live sports, the best seat in the house is in your house.
At Honda, we know you. We know you have to rise early and work late, with not enough sleep in between. How you sometimes need to get over to that exit like right now. And how things aren't just about you anymore. Introducing a car that starts with you. The all-new Honda Accord.
Welcome back to Tucker Stadium. Our score in the 4A state title, Knoxville Fulton up 25-14 as we get set to start the fourth quarter. Father and son coaching on the Fulton sideline. Rob Black is your head coach. Bob Black, his dad, he was at one point the Fulton head coach. 48 years coaching, and recently a brand new stadium on the campus of Fulton. 20-plus years as the athletic director. Spent 2 years as the head coach. They just built a new stadium for Fulton, Bob Black Field, in honor of him. Xavier Hawkins on the carry. Scoots forward, pushes his own man out of the way to try to gain some yardage. But nothing going.
Rob Black also been at Fulton for 22 years as a coach. It's been a long time there as a player, and now as a coach, and now as the head coach for his alma mater.
Daquan Norfolk in on the stop on Xavier Hawkins for no gain. Third down and 9. Fulton 1 of 5 in the first half on third down. In the second half, 4 of 4. Smith looking deep down the sideline. Defender was there, but too much contact. Pass interference going to be called. He never turned around, did Kamal Pendleton. They were looking deep to Dominique Williams.
Great pump fake there by Penny Smith. Got the defensive back to jump a little bit and got his wide receiver, Dominique Williams, open.
Interference on the defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Here's a replay. Take another look as you see Pendleton, number 4, just never even looked for the football. The official, that's an easy call for them. So after recovering the onside kick, which on purpose or not worked out for Fulton, they go handoff to Darrell Rollins.
Fulton now outgaining Covington 313 to 209 in this game. Big stat to watch. Passing yards. Fulton with 145 passing yards. Covington with 10 in this football game. Two great rushing teams. That Fulton passing game has been the difference.
Covington outgained Fulton in rushing yards by 100 at the half.
And that has switched.
Fulton now with 168 on the ground. Penny Smith gonna throw it. Rolls to his left, looks downfield, overshoots KJ Roper, but a flag is down. Holding the indication.
Looks like Trey Fletcher, the fullback there for Fulton, trying to save his quarterback from getting sacked, guilty of the holding penalty.
To get the pass interference call, now you're moving the wrong way.
Holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty, replay second down.
Right side of your screen is where the hold is going to come from. You saw it right there. Holding Johnston White coming off the edge, putting the pressure on Penny Smith. Covington stacking the box. 2nd and 25. Penny Smith, the lefty, dumps it off. Plenty of defenders there for Covington. Really, that play had no chance for Taylor.
I think Dean Taylor possibly saved an interception right there on that play. Tyrone Tipton, number 26 for Covington, read the play nicely and had a chance for the interception. See it right here.
Taylor let his block through.
To Dean Taylor, gets a hand on it. You see right there, Tyrone Tipton waiting and ready for that pass. Big play by Dean Taylor. Nice defensive play by Covington.
Taylor let the block past him. I'm not sure if that was meant to happen, but once that did, he flared out, and he and Darrell Rollins were in the same spot. That play had no chance. Smith now has to throw on 3rd and 23. He looks deep down the middle. Pass nearly intercepted by Carlos Williams.
Great defensive play there by Carlos Williams. Nice looking pass by Penny Smith.
Take a replay here. Coming right in your living room. Yeah, great defensive play by Williams, who, as we mentioned, turned down a football scholarship to LSU to go play baseball at Ole Miss. Wish him all the best, bringing the speed to the diamond. They call him the fastest player in the Southeast. 3rd punt of the game for Fulton.
He looked pretty fast on that last play right there.
Whistles blown. Delay of game on Fulton.
4th down.
Likely on purpose to give the punter some room to work.
Yeah, not a bad penalty right there. Let's see what the change of field position is here. Now you're punting from the Covington 38-yard line. Let's see what they can get done with this punt.
Number 41 is your punter. That is Chris Appling. He hurt his left ankle, his plant foot, and missed a game, but has punted well tonight. That punt going to be touched down. Marked down at the 5-yard line. Punt of 28 yards. But, Chad, that hit a Fulton player way before they marked it at the 5.
Yeah.
That ball should be going to around the 12-yard line. It hit a Fulton player in the back.
It looks like now that's where they're going to spot the football, is up at the 12. Actually, it looked like a Fulton player here coming into your screen, turns around, tries to make a play on the punt. Sees it coming, tries to catch it. Would have been better off allowing that one to bounce with his teammates back there ready to cover that one up deep in Covington territory.
Covington needs to put a drive together here. They go toss sweep to their scat back. Johnston White has been busy tonight. He's now second all-time.
Well, no need to panic now for Covington. You don't have to start throwing the ball all over the place. Continue with your running game. It's 9:44 left in the game. It's 25-14 Fulton. Stay calm. Keep to the game plan. See if you can get some rushing yards here against this Fulton defense.
Back to pass. T.A. Watson looking deep to Carlos Williams. Overshot his man, and Williams getting up slow. Should be okay. You know, Covington, the Chargers, Marty Wheeler asked this week, what's the strength of your team? He said the experience. This team has been together since playing at Crestview Middle School, and they've played on this team, the seniors have, since they were sophomores. They won 5 games as sophomores, got to the semifinal last year, and they're in the championship game here tonight. Passing here on 3rd down, right at the marker, and then some. It'll be a first down, Carlos Williams, and he's getting up slow yet again. We got Murphy Fair to check it out for us. Looks like it might be a cramp.
Hate to presume anything right now. Not a doctor, but Carlos Williams looks like he's in pain. If they start flexing that calf muscle there, we've seen some cramp issues today. Even in the earlier game, Friendship Christian in Adamsville, some cramping problems. Let's hope everything's okay here with Carlos Williams and that it's just a cramp, and that's what it appears to be.
Catch all the action on demand. Comcast subscribers can watch all 8 of the 2012 Blue Cross Bowl championships on Xfinity On Demand. Starting the week after the games, press the On Demand button on your Comcast remote, select Get Local, and choose Sports, then select High School Sports. 9-yard gain on the reception by Williams.
Showed that Covington cheering section a little bit earlier. Maybe the fan of the game, Millie Pullen of Covington, walks around the entire stadium with a cowbell, getting the crowd going for every game. She walked out about 20 minutes before kickoff, getting the crowd going. Millie gets it done for her Covington Chargers.
Pass complete to Norfolk. Daquan Norfolk, is that Millie?
That is Millie right there. Millie, by the way.
She's definitely a candidate for Xfinity fan of the game.
Has to be. She's a lottery winner also. Kindergarten teacher for, I think, 35 years in the Covington area.
Lottery winner.
Lottery winner.
Most recently, the $500 million lottery?
Not that one. Not that. I think she split over $1 million with 3 people. Not bad for Millie. Great supporter of Covington.
Handoff to Johnston White. Powers his way forward. 10 yards. Covington getting some momentum now offensively. Johnston. Let's hear the hit here. Johnston White, a 2012 Tennessee Titans Mr. Football finalist. Not a big kid, only 5'10", 170, but runs like a monster, and you saw it there.
Millie was excited about that play right there.
This time they'll screen it out to the right. Pass ball's incomplete. Pass was intended for number 9, Montel Williams. Going back to Johnston White. This season, he broke his own school record, rushing for over 2,600 yards and scoring 40 touchdowns. He holds the career record for yards and scores in Covington history. This time, T.A. Watson's going to throw it. He completes it to Daquan Norfolk right at midfield.
Makes it 3rd and manageable now for Covington. And as the clock continues to tick, taking some time off the clock with this drive, which still obviously 8 minutes left, no need to panic, but this still a key 3rd down here at midfield.
Huge. 3rd down and 10 after they're going to reset that. 3rd down and 5 after a 6-yard pickup. Huge drive for the Covington Chargers. Looking for their first state title. They've been in this game 3 times. Watson looking deep down the field to Tyrone Tipton. Is there a flag? No. They're not going to throw the flag. And Williams, Dominique Williams, giving the pose there as he did after he returned the punt return for a touchdown. Let's see it for ourselves. Covington fans unhappy with this. No call. What do you think, Chad?
Some hand fighting going on down the field. I think nice swat away. Pass breakup at the end of the play there, but certainly could have been called pass interference. Certainly could have gone with no flag also.
He turned around and looked for the ball.
It's one of those plays where Fulton fans are saying absolutely not pass interference, and Covington has an argument that it was, but I think good no call on that play.
Handoff is stuffed by the Fulton Falcons defense for no gain.
Turnover on downs now. Fulton's going to get the ball, the chance to work some clock here. Up 11 points. Big swing right there. You take the shot downfield to Carlos Williams. Pass is broken up. Covington feels like there should have been a pass interference called. It wasn't. Then Fulton comes up with a big stop on 4th down. Now the Falcons in business. Couple first downs here. Proper clock management. They can take a lot of time off this clock right here.
All the seniors to talk about. And number 21, Dominique Williams, a sophomore, has come up huge in this game. A punt return for a touchdown and a great defensive play on that 3rd down attempt. No gain on the carry as they hand it off to Darrell Rollins.
I think if you're Covington right now, feel pretty confident. Fulton's going to try to run some clock here and run the football. You stack the line. Play good disciplined football here. Try to make a quick stop, get the ball back. Still got time to mount a comeback.
Rollins now 93 yards on the night. This time they give it to Jelante Castle, 4 yards. Castle, a senior on this team.
Campbell and Castle, change of pace running backs, both big guys, 247, 207 pounds respectively. When they want to mix it up, get some tough yardage there, and go away from Darrell Rollins, they go to those 2 guys.
Nearing the 6-minute mark here in the 4th quarter as they go toss to Darrell Rollins, who picks up the 1st down for the Falcons.
Great vision there by Darrell Rollins. Makes a couple of nice moves down the field. He talked about his speed with us. We asked him how fast he was. Said about a 4.4 40-yard dash, but you watch this guy's vision. He is a complete football player.
Rollins, a candidate for the Xfinity Player of the Game, and also we're looking for the Fan of the Game. There he is. Our Xfinity Fan of the Game, brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Get exclusive coverage of the 2012 Blue Cross Bowl football championships on Xfinity On Demand.
We're putting in a protest on behalf of Millie.
Loss of 7 there. Rollins was over 100 yards with that loss, though it puts him back to 96.
2nd and looks to be about 17 yards right now for Fulton as they continue to try to work this clock, and it's getting close to going under 5 minutes here in this ball game.
They're milking it.
Xavier Hawkins now in at quarterback.
Flag is down. There was 2 seconds left on the play clock. Timeout called for by Covington. 5 minutes, 3 seconds. Fulton just trying to milk the clock, hang on to this lead, and bring home the state title.
Not sure if Covington saw something they didn't like there or what happened, but all the way down to 2 seconds on the play clock. Forced to burn a timeout. Now they only have 2 left. I think they're going to need those timeouts also if they want to stop the clock, get the ball back here at some point with a chance to win this football game.
Join the conversation about high school sports not only in Tennessee but across the country. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at PlayOnSports. And you can also check out live highlights and full game replays at youtube.com/PlayOnSportsNetwork. Probably the Darryl Rollins show if you're the Fulton Falcons. He tied Dennis Rogan with a 2005 total of 31 rushing touchdowns on the season. That puts him in second place all time for the Fulton Falcons with Rogan. And guess who? Rogan had 42 rushing touchdowns in 2006. He owns the record for the high school. They fake the handoff to Rollins. Hawkins on the keeper. He's in at quarterback and he passes the 30-yard line. Still moving forward as flags are down. Covington doing some grabbing.
Looks like in the area maybe of a holding downfield on Fulton.
27-yard gain.
Can be back and Fulton right. Up here.
Hold on Fulton. I thought maybe Covington had grabbed a face mask or something, especially in the area it came.
During the run, holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, second down.
Covington had just 2 penalties in the first half. They now have 5, but Fulton now has 8 penalties for a loss of 52 yards.
Doesn't matter right now for Fulton. They keep going farther and farther back, but still making the big plays to get close to first downs and continuing to milk this clock now right at 4:45 left in this football game.
Smith back in at quarterback. He slings it out to Taylor, who has plenty of room to work with. Another flag down. They try to strip it from Taylor. The basketball player says, nope, we're hanging on to this football, but we need to see what call and see if this call is making that play come back.
Beautifully designed play right there.
Another hold
by Rob Black and Fulton. Looked like a jailbreak on the right side of that line with all the Covington players coming in on the play. Then they throw it back to Dean Taylor on the screen.
Looking at Christian Kirk, 303-pound senior. I believe he was the man flagged. You can tell by his reaction he's frustrated. Look for 68. You can see him just pushing Kamal Pendleton to the point where the flag had to be thrown.
Fortunate part about that play, probably didn't need to hold. Looked like Dean Taylor was already past him at that point of the play.
Back to throw. They're going to throw deep. Xavier Hawkins is there, but Smith just overshot him. Trying to catch Covington peeking in the backfield on second down, where you expect Fulton to want to run the clock in a 25-14 lead. Let's check out and see what Xavier Hawkins has done tonight, Chad.
When Xavier Hawkins touches the football, something special can happen on every play. He's done it in quarterback position. He's done it receiving, as we see right there. He's a great rusher as well. Almost had a big play on the last one. Xavier Hawkins been all over the field.
Third down for Fulton. Handoff. Trying to get a bulk of it back, and they do. Darryl Rollins. 12-yard gain. Timeout, Covington. Stops the clock at 4 minutes and 12 seconds left in this football game. They have 1 timeout remaining. Ball is going to be at the 32-yard line. Let's check out the move of the game. This Blue Cross Bowl move of the game brought to you by Blue Cross, Blue Shield of Tennessee, promoting healthy and active lifestyles among Tennessee's young people. And here was the move of the game. Xavier Hawkins making 1, 2, 3 men miss. Getting a big gainer there in that first half that set up his own score to put Fulton on the board.
Xavier Hawkins, only a junior. He's going to be back next year for Rob Black and Fulton. Bright future ahead for him. The present is pretty bright also for Xavier Hawkins, having a big game. Over 90 yards receiving, over 50 yards rushing. He's had a big one for Fulton, and we talked about him in the open. He's a guy, we find a lot of different ways to get him the ball. He's been very effective.
He is second all-time in Fulton history for touchdowns in a season. The record is at 15. He has 13. This is 4th down, Chad. They're going for it. They fake the pitch. Penny Smith's going to keep it and throw it across. Looking for Taylor, who dives, and it's out of reach. Turnover on downs. No flags down, which means Covington is going to get the football.
What that does is give Covington a chance in this football game, but they've got to work quick now. They had to burn the timeout there with only 2 seconds on the play clock earlier. Now with only 1 timeout left in this game, 4 minutes, 7 seconds, down 11. You've got to go to the air. You've got to run your offense at a tempo that maybe Covington, at least so far this game, they've shown not so comfortable with that tempo they're going to have to play right now on offense.
They come up with no points, but take 3 minutes and 10 seconds off the clock as Covington finally gets back on the field. T.A. Watson throwing, trying to make something happen on the outside to Carlos Williams. Senior makes the grab.
That's a guy you need to find right there. Gain. Carlos Williams looks like he's still hurting a little bit, possibly cramp issues. Now checking out of the game, giving way to number 9, Montel Williams.
Take the handoff. Watson will turn around and sling it to the outside, and he made that reception. Dominic Williams arguing his case, saying he was out of bounds, but Tyrone Tipton making a nice play. 3 yards, pickup. Let's see if Tipton stayed in bounds for this first down. Sure did.
Oh, beautiful work there by Tipton.
Good awareness by Dominic Williams, trying to force him out of bounds, but Tipton getting a foot down. That's all you need. Throws to the outside. There's Williams with the pickup. Pushes his way past the 45-yard line, and they're going to spot him out of bounds right there at it.
Montel Williams.
Nice job of getting out of bounds by Montel Williams. Another quick hitter. Quick 10 yards for that Covington offense.
Knew exactly where he needed to get.
Doing a nice job working quickly right now. They're going to need to put some points on the board in a hurry.
This is a Covington offense that doesn't throw the football very much. But now they're going to rely on the arm of T.A. Watson to move the football down the field quickly. He's 42 of 90 on the season, just 46% passing for 1,008 yards, 13 touchdown passes, but he does a nice job of protecting the football, just 1 interception. Pressure here, and it's picked off. His 2nd interception of the season with the defensive line pressure. DJ Campbell waltzes into the end zone after they can't catch him. 56 yards the other way. Touchdown Fulton. And they can milk it now. 31-14 Falcons.
Wow. Start celebrating Knoxville right now. Fulton looks like they're on their way to a state championship.
Watson did everything he could do. I mentioned he's protected the football well, just 1 pick. But the pressure forced him to turn around and get rid of it.
Big DJ Campbell right there, tipping the ball to himself now, puts on his running back skills. He carries the ball also for Fulton. 6 foot, 247 pounds, rumbling down the sideline.
Into the end zone. Tough to bring him down, you're right. Extra point is up. Extra point is good. 32-14. Fulton fans in Knoxville watching tonight's broadcast, starting to celebrate.
Terrific play there by DJ Campbell. We've seen some really great two-way performances tonight. 32 unanswered now for Fulton. 14-0 early in this game. Covington scored in their first 2 possessions. Fulton bouncing back nicely.
And we have a punt return for a touchdown by Williams, Dominic Williams for Fulton, 42 yards. And then a defensive interception by Campbell right there for 56 yards on the interception. Covington fans starting to head out.
Well, those are Fulton fans. They need to stay. I don't know why they're leaving. Come back, guys. You're about to win a state title. Come on back.
Trophy presentation coming up. Wow, 32 unanswered points for the Fulton Falcons.
This game turned in a hurry early in the third quarter. 14-7 Covington at halftime.
Kick comes downfield, fielded by number 8, KJ Roper. The Fulton Falcons return to this Blue Cross Bowl for the first time since 2007 as they faced off tonight against Covington. It's a rematch of the 2003 Blue Cross Bowl in which Fulton defeated Covington there 36-9. They put up 32 points tonight. Covington comes into this game at 14-0. Fantastic year. Looking for their first state title, but I got a feeling that Coach Marty Wheeler and that group will be back in this game soon. Always good at Covington. Fumble on the play, recovered.
Look who it is on the recovery.
Xavier Hawkins.
Talked about the two-way performances for Fulton. Dean Taylor been big on offense and defense. Xavier Hawkins has been huge. We just saw DJ Campbell with the interception return for the touchdown. He's been a big factor at running back also. Some great performances, both offensively and defensively for this Fulton team.
Watching the offense walk off the field after the fumble for Covington, they just look gassed. They look like they've given it all.
In this Covington community, showing up in full for this football game. Fans quiet right now, but a lot of them making the trip from West Tennessee, trying to see their school's first ever state championship. Fulton looks like they're going to get their 4th, and unfortunately for Covington, looks like they're headed for their 4th runner-up.
3 turnovers on the night for the Covington Chargers as they give it back to their workhorse, Darrell Rollins, to run some clock. Gain of about 5.5 yards.
I think you're first down away now from Fulton really being able to get into the very envious position of the victory formation, the position everyone wants to be in, especially at the end of a Blue Cross Bowl state championship.
Fulton getting it done on special teams. Had a punt return for a touchdown. They had a kick recovered. They've been getting it done on special teams all season long. They go back to Rollins on the outside, and he's whipped down out of bounds as going to mark him inbounds, rather.
Looks like we had one official signaling in play. The other one overturning it, saying that he came down on the defender and then slung out of bounds, stopping the clock.
Approaching the 2-minute mark in this 4th quarter. Here in our 4A state championship. Still to come tonight. Should be another great crowd on hand at Tucker Stadium for our 6A title matchup. Maryville taking on Whitehaven in a rematch of last year's state title game. Mark Howard and Kevin Dyson will be on the call. Flags on the play prior to the snap.
Snap infraction on the offense. First down.
Both bands on hand tonight. Both crowds have been very loud. Rollins on the toss sweep. Good block, gets a block, heads to the pylon, runs in, untouched. Touchdown, Fulton. They add to their lead. 14-yard pickup as Rollins takes over second all-time on the school's touchdown rushing list.
Great play here. Look at the downfield blocking by that Fulton team. Can't say enough about the offensive line. I think Jelante Castle with a big block from his fullback position there, springing Darryl Rollins for the icing on the cake touchdown for Fulton. That offensive line, as big as they are, they've shown some endurance today also, picking up steam as the game went on, and they've been impressive start to finish.
Rollins also moved into second all-time for the school's rushing list in a season. Actually, for a career, he's second all-time at Fulton. In the first half, look at the yardage difference, Chad.
It's incredible when you see it. Halftime, we're sitting here. Covington has a 197 to 142 advantage in yardage, a 14-7 score. And since halftime, 212 yards on offense for Fulton. Then you add to that a 42-yard punt return and a 56-yard interception return for a touchdown. Only 50 yards in the second half for Covington.
39 points tonight, most scored in Fulton's 6 championship games. Also, you know, the storyline of the game, they put up the points, but it's been special teams and turnovers. Fulton on the season came into this game plus 16 turnover ratio.
You just saw a shot at Jeff McMillan, the defensive coordinator for Fulton right there. Very happy man, he should be. His team really turned it on defensively after a sluggish start.
Kick comes downfield to Williams. Fielded at the 10. 16-yard pickup on the return.
Key now is to play it clean from here on out. You're in a situation, Fulton has this thing wrapped up, minute 51 left. You don't want tempers to flare. You want your guys to go out, just play the remaining snaps, put this one to bed.
And the seniors for Covington, offensively, likely taking the field for the final time. They've had a fantastic run, improving every single year as they hand off there and gets more yardage in his Norfolk. He is tough to bring down, but they're able to strip the football. He picks it up on his own. He gets to the 20-yard line. Not how they drew it up. Tackle made. But they'll take it.
Well, I just talked about how you want to play it out clean from here, and then we see one of the stranger plays I've ever seen in a football game, where you get a big run, the ball swatted out of there, and almost in stride. Watch this play here. Norfolk up the middle, nice spin move. Doesn't have a great handle on the ball. You've got a strip coming, and look, he doesn't break stride. Picks it up, just like it's a bounce pass ahead of the break in a basketball game. Great play by Norfolk.
It might be a 10-yard gain. It ends up being 53 yards. This time, they hand it off towards the Covington sideline.
I got you.
2-yard gain.
So
getting the carry there on the end around was KJ Roper. Second and 8. T.A. Watson under center. He's going to throw it here. Looking to the end zone for Carlos Williams. Jump ball up and knocked away. Rajon Tate on the coverage. The junior making a nice play against the speedster on the other end.
Rajon Tate had a chance for another Fulton turnover there. Great defense. T.A. Watson throws it up for grabs here. Rajon Tate going up, right in his hands. Can't pull it down. Pretty nice play by Carlos Williams coming back, having to play defensive back as a receiver there, trying to avoid the turnover.
T.A. Watson now 5 of 14 on the evening for 33 yards passing and an interception. They go handoff to Norfolk.
Norfolk's had a nice game there for Covington, offensively and defensively. Hasn't gotten a lot of carries since that first half, but he's been effective when he's received the football.
Father and son hugging. See Rob Black, the younger on your left, Bob Black on your right. Bob Black inducted into the TSSAA Hall of Fame back in 2008. Take the handoff, they're gonna pass. Norfolk can't hang on to it. Good defensive play by DJ Campbell.
See the father and son there again. Fulton plays at Bob Black Stadium. Maybe after a couple more state championships, it can be Rob Black Field at Bob Black Stadium. As Rob gets it done for the first time as a head coach at his alma mater. Very excited bunch on that Fulton sideline right now, getting ready for a state championship. Buck Coatney, another great coach. I believe he's actually here in attendance tonight watching this game. Coach Fulton from 92 to 2010, 19 seasons, 3 state titles, 2 runner-ups. That was back when they played in 3A in that classification. When Fulton was a power. Some great players coming through that Fulton program in a football crazy part of the state in North Knoxville. The faithful from Fulton very excited to get another state championship here tonight.
Fulton calls timeout. 43 seconds away from the state title. Returning to Knoxville Fulton. Came into this game at 12-2. But in the playoffs, Chad, they play some stiff competition and just got stronger and stronger as November wore on. Now in December, they're going to end up on top.
Well, and it's tough for the other side of this. We talk a lot about the winners and the champions, but think about Covington here. As we see their head coach, Marty Wheeler, 14-0 on the season. This is their first loss of the year. Comes in the state championship game here in Cookeville. You see a couple of players there consoling each other. Not
Most
a good
wins
feeling.
in Covington history. Most points scored in Covington history. They're going to be thinking about this game for a while, but I think with this senior class looks back on this season, it'll be something to remember. They kneel down.
Number 10, Adam Diggs, getting a chance to come in victory formation. The backup quarterback for Fulton, 5'9", 161 sophomore. Nice memory there for that young man as he gets to take a knee.
24 seconds and counting as you look to the Fulton sideline. Falcons fans in attendance on their feet celebrating as the state title in 4A goes to Fulton. No need to snap it again. Their final score is 39-14, Chad.
Falcons flying once again, state champions. First time since 2006. Coach Rob Black, a Fulton man through and through, gets his first state title as a head coach.
And hats off to Darryl Rollins, Penny Smith, the Fulton offensive attack, but it was the defense that came up huge tonight. After Covington started with a 14-0 lead, Fulton made some adjustments, and Rob Black is standing by as the winning head coach with Murphy Fair. Murphy, take it away.
Rob, the 4th state championship for Fulton. The other 3 you were a part of, but this one's kind of special being the head coach.
Well, it is. That makes it special, but I tell you, what was special was to watch these guys go in there at halftime and regroup and come out in the second half and fight the way they did. And that's, hats off to them. I don't know what else I can say about them.
Well, that was going to be my next question. What did you tell these guys at halftime? It looked like an entirely different team.
Well, I mean, we made some adjustments in there in scheme, but really we just talked about playing like we played for the last 14 weeks. And I felt like when we got down a little early, we started laying down and feeling sorry for ourselves. And, you know, we had some guys going there. Some of the seniors stood up and talked to our guys about, you know, picking it back up this second half. And like I said, we've been that team with momentum, you know, and that's what we were looking for. And once we got that momentum, we were hard to stop.
Rob, congratulations. Very well deserved for a long-time coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Murphy, great job tonight. The Fulton Falcons celebrating at Tucker Stadium, your 2012 Class 4A state champions. They'll hoist the trophy when we return on the TSSAA network.
Take me home tonight. You can choose the back seat, or we'll choose one for you.
At Honda, we know you. We know you have to rise early and work late, with not enough sleep in between. How you sometimes need to get over to that exit like right now. And how things aren't just about you anymore. Introducing a car that starts with you. The all-new Honda Accord.
Banking is easier with Regions Checking because our text and mobile banking lets you manage your accounts anytime on any device. You can get alerts, transfer funds, and with mobile banking, pay bills from anywhere. So now, whether you're here, here, or here, you can always be here with a simpler way to bank and a simpler way to get where you want to go. I know that guy. Weird.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
The Fulton Falcons, your 4A 2012 state champions, getting set to hoist the trophy for the fourth time in the TSSAA. Chad, it was an impressive second half from Fulton as they broke this game wide open. Time for the trophy presentation and announcement of our MVP. Standing by, public address announcer Philip Gibbons.
For our post-game trophy presentations, Mel Brown from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, Bernard Childress, Executive Director of the TSSAA, and members of the TSSAA Board of Control will be presenting the awards. It's time now to recognize the most valuable players on offense and defense in this championship game. The most valuable offensive player, who was 9 of 17 for 160 yards, 2 touchdowns, passing, and 1 rushing TD, from Fulton, number 2, Penny Smith. On defense, your most valuable player, with 4 tackles, 3 assists, 1 forced fumble, 1 interception return for a touchdown, is number 27 from Fulton, DJ Campbell. And now, the Blue Cross Bowl Division I Class 4A runner-up coach, Marty Wheeler. And now, the Blue Cross Bowl Division I Class 4A runner-up team, Covington High School. Now the Blue Cross Bowl Division I Class 4A championship coach, Rob Black. Now we present the Blue Cross Bowl Division I Class 4A state champions, Fulton High School.
Hoisting the trophy, taking it home for the 4th time. This time in 4A. 39-14, the final score, Chad. What surprised you?
Well, it surprised me when it was 14-0 Covington that we're sitting here at 39-14 final with Fulton winning. But they just got it done all phases of the game. We talked about coming in to this matchup, not a lot of weaknesses. You had two really good, dominant offenses all season long and two very good defenses, but in the end, Fulton got that momentum and really starting in the 3rd quarter took over the football game and had some key plays. Dominique Williams with a punt return. You had the interception return for a touchdown. Big plays all around for Fulton as they get it done for another state championship, their 4th.
Congratulations to Covington High School as well, both in their great season, and $1,000 headed their way from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee. They are your text to win winner. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee donating $1,000 to the Covington Chargers. The Fulton Falcons, your 2012 4A state champions, 39-14 winners over Covington. A lot more coming here on the TSSAA network, Chad. We've got a big game tonight in 6A. Maryville taking on Whitehaven. A great day overall and a great weekend in Cookeville. Taking a team picture there. Still Maryville and Whitehaven to come, but right here it was all Fulton. Congratulations to the Fulton Chargers, your 4A champions. You saw it on the TSSAA network.
Welcome back to this after game report. I'm Avery Owens and I'm here with Sonia